All right. All right, we live. Now let me tell them. Hold on, Miss Fantastic. I hate that. All right. So this is the new stream. I'll close the fucking chat for the last one.
I was knocking on 4 miles. That's why I was arguing with Reese stuff to G.
Oh man.
I slowed down the fuss. I said, let me. I kept slowing down to argue.
Right. Cause how you gonna do that and run?
So I love it too much, man. I got to start hitting that X button and getting out so I can get my exercise in.
Nah, he was really on one today. You had to be in there because it was just like, no, sir. Y'all, the ancestors. I just know they rolled over a couple times in their grave today. Like, really, nigga?
That nigga.
Oof.
God damn it.
Partial consent. Okay.
We was out here getting land. You didn't know? 30%.
God damn it.
He's insane.
He's something.
My bad.
And I,
Salute to everybody coming in the building. Fucking wrong setting. I got Mr. Fantastic. 1 second. Let me pull this up. It's up to 80 people. Yo. Check. All right, my fault. Hopefully everybody. Hey, can somebody, if you still got the other chat open by chance, can you grab the link to this one and drop it in that chat real quick? Salute to the 50 people trickling in. Let me bring Mr. Fantastic up real quick. Mr. Fantastic, what's popping?
What up?
Go turn your mic up.
Turn it up.
Yeah.
Check.
Mm-hmm. Got G. All right. We got Mr. Williams. We got Shot. Got Tiff. Aaron. All right. Mic check. I'm sounding all right. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. It helps the channel the most, man. I apologize. I had a setting and I meant to switch it. I thought I switched it in time, but I didn't. So hopefully, if anybody got the other chat still open, can you drop this link, one of the moderators, in the other stream that we just had open? But we restarted. It looked like everybody pretty much caught on. But just in case, if anybody could, go in the other chat real quick, because I had closed it out and dropped the link to this stream in that chat. But it looked like everybody trickling over pretty good. It's just that when the stream is up for a decent amount of time, it also able to push in the algorithm. We'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? People have been expecting this show anyway. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit the like button right now if you can. It helps the channel the most.
It's a stampede! DJ Ham the Stampede. DJ Ham the Stampede. Whoa!
Tiff, what's the word? Mic check. What's the word? I can't hear you. Can you hear her?
Nah, she muted.
He on mute.
hi, how are you?
No, what's the deal? How's everything?
Everything is great.
Salute. What we got cooking, man? When's our next drop on the Almighty channel?
Tomorrow we're doing Legos, but we're doing New Babylon, where they put it's essentially trying to tell Black people about their history. We're also going to do an update on the Melania story. And then I am going to critique Black men that gave the critique of Bootsy. saying he was snitching, because I don't think we understand what snitching is. So we're going to give some commentary on that as well.
Boosie was snitching? Who he snitch on?
He made a song about what happened to him, and the community has decided that he was snitching. I'm just like, he made the song 9 days after the FBI gave all the details. So you can't snitch when the law done told us everything that happened. But the brothers had a lot to say. They feel like he wasn't following street politics. And I'm like, if you commit a crime with me, I'm not snitching.
Wait, you said Boosie or Gucci?
Gucci.
Oh, I'm about to say, I know
I thought you
Boosie.
said Boosie too.
I did Gucci. He dropped a diss track, but it wasn't.
Okay.
You know, there's I don't know. So, you know, they kind of tried to say that to 50, but it didn't really work. You ever heard a song called Ghetto Quran?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'm not in a singing mood, but I would sing it. Cause I'm very good at singing 50 Cent songs, particularly. But he's talking about like Prince and Preem. You know, these are people he had issues with. You know, he talking about Black Just. He got killed. You know, just about like the stories of what they was going through. But this is after he came home from prison and all that. You know what I'm saying? So this shit is like over with. So is that what Gucci was doing?
No, he essentially like said everything that happened to him when he got robbed.
Oh, he talking about when he just got robbed.
Yes, he just made the song is called Crash Out.
Oh yeah, he telling. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Okay.
Yes, they said he wouldn't
Yeah,
give
that
a
nigga-
statement to the police, but he rapped it. So he rapped his statement.
Yeah, I mean the thing. I think he a civilian now. You know.
Right.
But when you made your name off of not being a civilian, it's kind of hard for people to give you that grace.
At some point, don't you age out of crash out mode though? Like, what was he supposed to do?
Ain't that nigga still sleepwalking or some weird shit? Don't his girlfriend gotta like tie him to the bed?
His wife, and yes, he struggles with some mental instability.
Right.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's still
Time
crazy.
to the bed is insane.
I'm just saying, he's
It's
still crazy. Like, yo, I'm telling you, catching bodies ain't free. You know what I mean? He can rap about all he want, but them two niggas he smoked in his house, right? They was trying to rob him too. That nigga got
One.
robbed. PTSD.
They was robbing him. Like,
That nigga
come
hate
on.
getting robbed, boy.
Every week I agree with one more of fantastic talking point. I'm getting scared. I'm
That nigga
scaring
went from
myself.
shooting and telling, boy. How y'all say it down south? Gots to be more careful, or whatever y'all
Got
say.
to be more careful. Got to be
Tell
more
you,
careful.
Man. Well, salute, man. Empress in the chat, so we're gonna get the links rolling. Make sure y'all drop Tiff link in the chat. You heard? Make sure y'all tune in. What time you go live? You going live or you just a drop?
No, live. It'll be tomorrow at 3.
Okay, you got live stamina?
Yeah, all of mine been live. And I hope full out.
All right, now.
And
All right. I'll be there at 3 o'clock sharp, so I can take a nap till the show start at 4. You know what I mean? Dr. G, what's popping?
Nothing much, Hamp. Hey, everybody.
Oh, I see what you did with the shirt and all that. You sick of these niggas, huh? It's fantastic. You see his shirt?
Yeah, commie niggas. Shout out to the commie niggas.
What's the word, Dr. G? What we doing, man? What we got? What we got for the people today, man? We selling dope. We selling books. What we selling, man?
Look, we always selling books. That other thing, I don't know if times get hard. Who knows, right? But we always selling books, okay? Always. Amazon, check me out. The World of Jeannie Pearl. She is here to teach situational appropriateness.
No doubt.
Okay.
No doubt, man. Salute. She let the kids know when they can and cannot say cuss words. Aaron, what's popping?
What's happening, man? Hey, you heard about this corduroy pillows?
No.
No, that's crazy because they've been making headlines.
Corduroy pillows?
Yeah, you didn't catch it.
I ain't catch it, but I ain't catch it.
You ain't heard about them? They've been making headlines. Y'all get it. Wow.
I don't get it. I'm missing it, man. Now I'm tight. I usually don't miss nothing, man.
Headlines. They make headlines.
In your
Corduroy
forehead.
pillows.
Oh, wow. Bad jokes. Okay. That was a good one.
He's
I thought I got it. I just had to think about it to make sure.
that's a Mensa joke.
Oh man,
Man, I've
that's
been
crazy, Aaron.
I've been on a
Aaron
roll
was in the
too.
background saying your forehead, your forehead. So
What's that?
I said Tony was in the background saying your forehead, your forehead. So nerds, you have,
Yo, did he get my message?
did you get a message from him?
Huh?
Did you get a message from him? You didn't? He said, we'll talk offline. He said, where'd you send it?
I thought I
This
sent
is
it to
fine.
Instagram. That's all right. I'll send it again.
Okay. You have his number, though. Just text him.
Yeah, I just text. I'm bugging.
What is Tony drinking?
But June 27th, man. You know what I mean?
He's having a vodka and juice.
Tell him the dude that ducked him last time want to fight this time.
I don't know about no boxing. We come watch. Hold on now.
You don't make it. Well, luckily you ain't in charge. So that's perfect. We appreciate your recommendation and concerns. However, we shall be having a conversation regarding pugilism. Thank you very much. Mr. Fantastic, what's poppin'?
Brother. Yo, what up? What up?
What's the deal, man? What's poppin'?
Hey, man, another day, man.
I see you've been going more tank top centric. What's that about?
Summertime, man. It's Florida, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Is it even
Yeah.
nice?
Of course.
But it's Jacksonville though. Like, where you going?
Yo,
The
whoa,
gym
whoa,
and
whoa.
home.
Chill.
Does
Well,
Jacksonville have
whatever.
like a district where it got clubs and bars and all that?
Of course. Well, downtown, yeah, beach and shit like that. But I mean, that's mostly white people and shit. But yeah, of course, it's Jacksonville, man.
That's not what that. You can't. Let me say something real quick. You can't
Bro,
be like.
we have a fucking football team here. Stop playing, bro.
I know, but you can't be like. Of course, it's Jacksonville. That's not how Jacksonville works. You could be like, of course, it's Miami. Everybody like, oh, okay. Jacksonville don't have that. Don't do that. Let's
Well,
not
of course,
do that.
most places. Houston don't have Miami, motherfuckers. So what
But
we
you
doing?
but if I'm like, yo, is it popping? I'm like, of course it's Houston. People will take that.
Yeah, a bunch of STDs and BBLs. Yeah. I mean, you know.
Nigga, STD ain't never stopped no show. You know that.
Depending which ones.
Speed pack.
Depending which ones.
I digress.
Nope, not even them, because it keeps spreading, so it ain't stopping nothing.
Shit me. Hey, Uncle Charles come knocking on that door. You stopped.
Boom, 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 boom. I'm telling you, boy. That nigga say, cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the bitch. I'm like, hold on.
Caught up with him too.
Yo, this supposed to be a serious conversation tonight, y'all. Y'all fucking up the feng shui. Tango, what's poppin'?
Brother.
How you? Everything
Looking forward to
golden?
another great conversation.
Indeed, man. How was your day and all that?
Beautiful, man.
Yo,
Weather nice. Everything good.
in your garden, you got like veggies and all that?
Yeah.
What you got?
Hydroponics, turnips, collards,
Word?
cucumbers. Yeah.
What's the C one you said?
Cucumbers,
What'd you say the first time? Cucumbers?
turnips. No, I said cucumbers.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Very bad.
Damn, man, you got all that? It's that easy to grow. What part of the country you in though?
No, I'm in the north. It ain't the cucumbers not growing right now. It's just turnips and collards right now.
Okay.
I'm starting.
Okay. That's what's up, man. I'm always interested in that, man. My boy had an invention he was trying to make to where it'll like, so you can be more successful. I don't know, it's some type of box that you put the stuff in, and the box goes where the sun goes. Like it's a robot, and it'll follow like the sun, from east to west, so that it'll always be in the sunlight.
Yeah.
I forget what he was calling it though. But it seemed smart if people guard it. I don't know though. You know.
Yeah, they got all type of methods. I've been studying hydroponics for the last 6 months for real.
Word. Yeah, man, that's good. That's inspiring, man. I don't think my HOA will let me get some chickens, but we gonna find out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's better to ask for forgiveness and permission. You know. Shah was.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Aaron. Because I was on a roll with my jokes. You messed that up. Now I'm
Joke.
introducing everybody. You.
Shad, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Downstairs in the boom room. Excited to. I heard y'all was a lot of buffoonery and malarkey going on last week, so I said, you know, I'm for the
Get a
people.
level.
Man. Another woke Negro here to say today, man. So I'm back to fight against
Brother.
art nemesis.
Brother.
I'm like 5-0 right now. Maybe just waiting for him to get a win on me.
Yo, they said they. Hold on, Shah. They said they can't hear you.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I can hear him. He's just not. He's just like
That's my
far away.
I'm far away.
Yeah.
Okay. You might have to project a little bit.
Yeah, my bad. Trying to get my setup right, man. I got the camera right now. I have a mic, so I gotta get the mic right. But no, everything's good, Em. Trying to stay busy. We was talking before the stream, man, with the film. I got to change the title. Got some rewrites to do, but things are moving. We actually about to post the casting call for the lead in a couple of days because we want to do a lot of content around the lead, whoever we decided to lead. So once that happens, man, I have some updates for y'all.
Word. We keep grinding, keep us posted, man. We here, man. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Where did Mr. Williams go? Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. All right, Miss Williams. All right now. Strike one. All right. I'm going to drop this link in the chat because for some reason that's the only way Mr. Williams can get a link. This link is for Mr. Williams specifically. Okay.
And everybody might sound bad.
How that make you feel, Dr. G?
Although I got some upgrading to do, I guess.
Yeah, man, for sure. All right. Let me get him up here. All right, man. Salute to everybody in the building once again. I apologize for ending another stream, but it looked like everybody right on par. We got 150 people in the building. We ain't said a damn thing worth value yet, with the exception of Tenga doing botany or whatever the fuck it is. So, salute to that, man. Now, we landed pause on the Black Panthers, and we could not get off. We had a great conversation for me anyway. The edification I received regarding communism versus capitalism. Which one is actually obtainable and sustainable given the human component, I think was the biggest takeaway. I think that because you need so many people who are, I guess, benevolent or whatever the case is at the top for communism, it may be hard to maintain. While capitalism, you may have a fighting chance, although, you know, with people in control and power, it's hard to see. So we kind of got, I wouldn't say stuck there, but we stayed there because that conversation was around the Black Panthers. So let's catapult from that. Shah, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Your basic sentiment, well, your succinct sentiment regarding the Black Panthers.
It's easy to criticize their efforts when we Monday morning quarterback, but when you look at what was going on at the time and all the things they were up against, they were trying to use ideas that worked in other revolutions. So I'm less critical because I understand the context in which these ideas that they were trying to implement were being used.
Yeah. And I think Do you think it's okay that we're being so harsh critique playing Monday morning quarterback? Because we are trying to define and figure out what's one the catalyst that got us where we are.
I guess I do accept people's estimation. I guess. Nah, fuck that. No, nah.
Why?
I just think, to me, you're doing them a disservice. You're doing all the efforts of people during that time a disservice if you use what I think the history that has been painted to tarnish what they did. Because, for example, we were talking about this in the Discord, right? We talk bad about things like, I don't know if it's Marxism or communism, but there are elements of one of them that we actually use in capitalism. Like social programs are, I don't want to get this wrong, so I don't know if it's Marxism or communism, but there are elements of these things within capitalism, like social programs. That's an element of communism. Wealth distribution, which I think is Marxism. Wealth distribution, where we take money out of individuals and a group of people determine where that money should go, is wealth redistribution. That happens in capitalism.
Yeah.
So even capitalism isn't absolute the way we think it is.
Yeah. It's like pseudo everything, right?
Right.
Like it's a democracy, but it's a republic, but we got the electoral college. DC don't got no representation, right? It's like we got Puerto Rico, you know what I mean? So we have like things that are a semblance of something, right? It's a bunch of like ideas jumbled together, including our capitalistic system.
Right.
You know?
And then the other point, it was one more thing, was like with Marxism, right, which kind of illustrates the battle between the haves and the have-nots. I mean, we're fighting that struggle in America right now, been fighting it for generations. We'll continue to fight it, where the 1% own all the wealth. And all of us argue back and forth with our 100,000 and our 50,000, and we fight amongst each other while the ultra wealthy look down and go, they still fighting about the same things. Marxism talked about that.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Do you think there is a conflation between Marxism and communism?
I don't know if there's a conflation. I just think the context in which these ideas were used, why they were used, matters. I think if anything, they were just disturbing what America had already decided works. And again, I'm thinking if I'm in a fight, right, and I'm getting my ass kicked, I might bite. I'm just saying hypothetically, I might bite you. I might pinch you, whatever I got to do to get you off my neck. And that's what these groups were doing back then. You know what I mean? They were trying to figure out how to mitigate, prevent, eliminate what was happening to black people during that time, and doing it, and extreme measures were needed.
Okay, I see. So they had to fight fire with a rocket launcher.
Right, and then what we're gonna talk about tonight, you understand why? What started to happen after all those happened? What the government did shows you right then why it was extreme, why extreme measures were needed, and why we kind of where we are now, because we're not willing to be that extreme no more.
Damn. Okay.
Perfect.
Dr. G, same ask.
Yeah, I just in a nutshell, real quick, I don't really understand the pushback around that work, particularly for the groups that it was intended to help. The social programs alone, for me, you know what I mean? It seems like when we have different groups established that are Black, there's always a lot of analyzing and criticizing and those things, and perhaps some of that is justified. What we don't hear enough about are the various things that they did that actually did help the community. So I'm all for it. It's like we have to have people who are gonna be the resistance. And I think that the Black Panthers did the best job that they could under the circumstances. Let's say it that way.
Okay. Do you think that this is fair based on what we heard last week? Like, they may have expanded these programs, but they weren't the originators of said programs. So, as an example, this is what was said last week. So I'll say alleged just to make it open for both sides of the argument. that the government was already doing free food and reduced lunch. The Panthers expanded that into the summer months to where school was no longer in session.
Right. Yeah, I can't speak to that because I'm not sure. But what would be the issue with that? Clearly, if it needed to be expanded and they got the job done. So what's the problem? If the government was doing such a great job, why didn't they foresee the expansion that was necessary? Why didn't they just go ahead and do what needed to, cover the bases that needed to be covered? So clearly, the Black Panthers did something that needed to be done. So again, the criticism of the organization as a whole, I can't get down with that.
Okay, so you are pro Black Panthers.
I am pro Black Panther.
You are pro Black Panther, Shad.
Yes.
Mr. Williams, what's your take really quick?
I'm pro Black Panthers. Like, they were talking about what they were doing for the white kids. The Black Panthers made sure, for one, they did that for not only the Black community, but they stood up to the police. And I think we forget about that. They made sure we enforced the Second Amendment for our rights, because they were beating the hell out of us, shooting the shit out of us. And it changed when, we following the law. But no, I hate when Fantastic and them say that, the Black Panthers only did what. No, they did it for a lot of the Black community, because they wanted to teach them what they wanted to feed them, because we knew you're only going to get fed at school a certain amount of time. If you were poor, guess what? They made sure you had extra food. So when y'all do this research, do y'all real research for real. And I'm done with it.
Okay. I think about the handout, did it help those people, or did it assist those people for a short time? Like, did those people benefit, like, just acutely from those programs? Or I guess as long as the programs, I guess that's all it's for, right? Just to make sure they fed. It ain't going to help them get a job, So I guess the program is what the program does, right? Essentially. Okay. Any other information regarding the Panthers anybody want to share before we move on to Aaron? Did we talk about COINTELPRO?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else regarding the Panthers specifically? Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Williams.
And they did have programs for after school, and anybody who wanted to learn literacy and everything. They did that for adults and kids. So they always had programs for the Black community. They don't want to talk about that. They only want to talk about the negative. They had programs all the way around. Even when they wanted to try to help people with AA, like I said, people need to really do their research when they try to down the Black. I don't even understand this, why you're going to down a group that stood up to what the racist shit we was literally going through. What people talk about racism was, that's what they fought against. And I'm just dead at third.
Okay. Anybody else? Good. Okay. So the Panthers were a net positive for Black people. I know Mr. Fantastic said no. Tanga, you said yes, even though you have your qualms with them, correct?
But it's not in regards to their work. It's just ideology. It's the only difference. I would never detest the work they put in.
Yeah. Okay. Aaron, I can't remember what you said. Net positive or negative for Black people?
Marginal net positive.
Okay. I know Tiff said positive. I would assume Dr. G, Mr. Williams, and Shad are saying net positive. Okay. All right. Do we need to revisit COINTELPRO? Because I can't remember how impactful that conversation was. Or did we kind of just agree on what it was?
Everybody agreed on that for the most part. I mean, the impact that it had, though, I guess that's where we got to, because we tied that in with the crack epidemic or whatnot. But we all agreed that it was definitely a part.
Okay.
We also get tied into like just the whole zeitgeist around the Cold War, among
Yeah.
the letter agencies and where they were,
Yeah. Okay. Yes. 100%. So, all right, let's move forward a little bit. These things I think are uberly impactful. White flight, deindustrialization, redlining. The reason why I'm saying all three of those at once is because I think they slightly intertwine. Because here's the thing, when you have people in a neighborhood paying taxes, people in the neighborhood are paying taxes. So what happens to the money when the white people leave out? What else goes with them? Obviously tax money, but I would argue jobs, right? How a particular area is seen, Like Mr. Fantastic, I used to do commercial moving primarily. And companies actually don't move that far because they're thinking about the people that work there. So I'm just thinking, white flight consists because somebody runs businesses, somebody owns businesses. So I wonder, where are the offices now? Just thinking about it, what leaves when people leave an area? You see, like if I move out of Texas today, I may have a semblance of the moving company, but it's not going to be half as large. It's not going to be as much networking because you're just not here. So it's going to downsize pretty tremendously. And then wherever I move to is what's going to be built up. So I'm just thinking like that, And then deindustrialization, right? Those jobs, offshoring is what I'm thinking about, but y'all can edify once y'all get y'all turn. And then redlining that we talk about. Go ahead, Mr. Fantastic. Or unless you want to think.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No. So I'm just we and it's 64 to 84, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. How are we going from early to late or late to early? We starting where are we starting?
I have things that happen within that period. So to your point, deindustrialization may be
would have been definitely 80s. 80s.
That's 80s. Okay, good. And then redlining is more like 70s, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Late 60s, early 70s, I think.
So it may be good to work year by year because we kind of started year by year because the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act had a year attached to them.
So let's go forward then. Let's go early to, you know what I'm saying, past the present. Then.
Okay. So what would be first?
Because that's a great point. So
go ahead.
Well, no. So like you said, the most important part would be the Civil Rights Act.
We did that one though.
65.
We covered it. We covered Civil Rights Act.
We did?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You might have been a tad bit late, but we covered Civil Rights Act. We covered Martin Luther King.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. So yeah, so you said deindustrialization.
We got deindustrialization, redlining, white flight. Those are the three. So we can
white flight. So white flight would have been first. So white flight. I don't know with that one, man. We were still doing really, really good in the 60s. So I think we were self-sufficient when it came to, and this is where we had the highest marriage rates. Families were good. Everything was stable right before that point. So I don't know how much white flight was a negative thing more so than a positive, because remember, if and when those white people moved, black people had opportunities to buy homes.
Okay.
Right. So and then you.
Okay, I see it. So the white flight would it drop pricing?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You have to, because you got to sell the house. And now because it's deemed a black neighborhood, even though black people were buying the homes and whatnot at that time, because remember, this would have been the floors for our grandparents and great grandparents, right? Mm-hmm. Big mama them house, right?
Yeah.
So if it's them, you know what I'm saying, that was the foundation of a lot of black home ownership that I think would have been attributed to. I'm not saying most, but I'm saying a substantial portion would have been those white neighborhoods that moved because black people started moving in. Now the former white neighborhood becomes a black neighborhood, and everybody mowed their lawn back then. You didn't have ghettos. If a home was a home, you know what I'm saying? It was a projects, and then you had, communities. So I see that as a positive. I see it as a
Okay.
positive opportunity, and shout out to them for taking advantage of it and understanding it.
Okay. Yo, you know one series that actually is accurate in this particular thing is called Them. Did you guys watch that on Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
And
Was that one where the black lady punched or slapped the white lady?
I hope so,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't remember. What
They moved to California. And she was having like
the Compton, yeah, and they started having like some weird stuff. He bought the TV, remember? Yeah, so that was actually a pretty good depiction of like white flight, right? Somebody starts it. The black person, I forget. It was some movie off of Love and Basketball. She said the black family down the street now becomes the black family up the street or next door or something like that. Okay, so what do you guys think about white flight? Do you think that's an overall positive thing in terms of access to homes and buying or etc., or do you think that it's more impactful in terms of tax money, jobs, maybe not being in proximity anymore?
I think it's more impactful. When the resources move out, I think that it has a lot it affects everybody. So if they're like the downgrading of certain areas, grocery stores are not upgraded, the shopping things are not done, the local resources that people are counting on tend to start to get downgraded, are not upkept the same.
Okay, so you're saying when white people left, we let our shit fall apart?
To a degree.
Not that early though. I don't agree with that back then. Hemp. I just disagree with that. Then I think that was our strongest point. The '60s was like the Custer's last stand. That was the last hurrah for strong black communities. And to the point, right? We look at it, industrialization had not happened until, that was a whole 20 plus years later. So you got to think, the GM and Detroit, and Cleveland and those areas, those were major areas that where black people got those jobs, despite white flight, because, those plants, what I'm saying? Certain plants were the job at the plant was the thing. So I disagree with that thing as to where if the white folks left, especially we're talking major industry back in those times, to where that's what mostly everything was. It was way before, I don't think computers, there might have been one motherfucking computer in the country in the 60s. You feel me?
You gotta think fantastic too.
The industrialization started like in the 60s.
Right.
Go ahead, Shot.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say this.
How many?
You gotta think, even when they moved out and all the things that had happened with King and everybody, guess what we did? We tore up our own shit. So it didn't benefit us. Because even when that happened, you gotta think, look at how much stuff happened in the 60s going into the 70s. We tore up our own shit because we were pissed off. No, think about it before you think about what I'm saying, before you say no. We tore up our own shit, even when the white people left and we had it because we were pissed and we wanted to attack everybody. Guess what we did? We did go against ourselves as well. We tore up our own properties.
In the 60s? Not in the 60s.
And the 70s.
No, Mr. Williams, that just wasn't a thing. Again, people were doing boycotts and marches. They weren't doing riots. There weren't no riots going on where you was where you was destroying your own neighborhoods in the 60s like that. King got killed. Yeah. So what we talking? And
Malcolm died before King died.
It's nobody even still. They didn't, but that's what I'm saying.
What happened? Hold up. What happened? Think about when Malcolm.
Wait. So this is clean it up and keep it simple. When Martin Luther King was killed, when Malcolm was killed, did we riot?
King, yes, not Malcolm X in mass.
Okay. So were neighborhoods torn up for the riots of Martin Luther King getting assassinated?
Yeah, but that's overblown. Like when you factor in, the real thing is urban renewal. Urban renewal is the real crux of the matter. It's not really the rioting and the white flight is just a result of urban renewal. What happened was the United States government formulated plans to I think they call it slum targeting. So they wanted to quote unquote get away from blight, and they said that people were making the property look bad, but it was really just an excuse to get black people into public housing. So along with that, and the peak of that happened occurred in like 64, 65. So any anthropologist and historian during that time will tell you that urban renewal had a big effect on our communities.
And what I'm saying, those will be isolated incidents. So of course, major things that happen it's not like now. So I'm not saying that you guys. I'm just saying you guys aren't framing it correctly and saying we didn't take care of our communities back then.
We ain't saying
of
that.
course.
Will said that. We not.
That's what I'm saying, Miss. Well, Shaw,
I didn't say we didn't take care of our community. Stop doing that, y'all.
I'm not doing.
Go about what I said. I said what hurt us. I never said we didn't take care of our community.
Yeah, but you're saying we were destroying our own thing. What I'm saying, Mr. Williams,
we did destroy our own property.
Not back then, Mr. Williams. Is what I'm saying. And to Tanga's point, before you had the urban renewal and you had the thing of where they put everybody in.
How many years was it from when Malcolm got killed and Martin got killed?
2 or 3, a year or two, a year or
very
two.
Very short amount of time.
Martin and Malcolm met one time. Malcolm X got killed 17 days after that. And then later on, Martin got assassinated. Yes, because in 1964, Martin Luther King got the Nobel Peace Prize. Malcolm X died a year later.
Yeah, but you just said the inverse. That's why I said, hold on, how the hell did I know damn Malcolm died before
Martin?
You
don't understand what we was doing. The one thing we've always done, no matter what it was, when we couldn't get at the white man, we would destroy our own shit.
And again, Mr. Williams, I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is that the 60s is not like the 2000s, to where niggas is throwing fucking burger wrappers on the floor and whatever. Everybody had, a house. People took care of their property back then because the culture and the understanding of the importance of it is what I'm saying, Mr. Williams. This is before the ghettos. So I'm just saying. I
agree with that, but it's still,
okay. That's what we're talking. So that's what we're talking about. So again, to Tanga's point, Tanga is making the more important focus of, if we're talking about quote unquote ghettos and urban centers and the purposeful fucking corralling black people into major cities and the whole government housing thing. That's different, but that is a impoverished mindset. That's by design. We're talking about homeowners though, right? We talking white flight because white people weren't living in the projects. White people were living in homes.
Well, you mentioned urban renewal as an isolated thing, because I think a lot of these things were happening at the same time. So urban renewal was happening all around the country. Putting railroads in some of these like predominantly black built neighborhoods, that was happening. And then you had white flight to come, right? Then the disinvestment of wild industrialization was happening at the same time. It was like a lot of events happening at the same time that kind of isolated black people in this disinvestment zone.
Yeah, that's why I kind of
the crack era hits. It was a couple things happening at the same time.
Yeah, that's why I kind of set them at the same, in the same, because I'm saying, and this is, I feel like, right. And I'm saying I feel like they're right there, and these things feed off of each other.
Yeah, because I'm thinking y'all already passed the COINTELPRO, but I'm just thinking that the powers that be realize that overt operations, people like Malcolm and Martin have brought things to the world stage. This is what's happening to black people in America, but we got to change our tactics. We got to do more covert things. So one of the first thing they did was get in and get these black leaders out of there. You know what I mean? The FBI involved all these people, and then now you got things like redlining. I don't know what sparked white flight. I don't know if a government memo was passed out, everyone leave. But I mean, I can only think being in America, it was like, hey, we don't want to be. I know redlining. This was on the books. I did a paper about this in grad school. How they said that homogenous communities were better for like stabilization of the country and neighborhoods. And when you mix race neighborhoods, it's going to cause trouble. This was like on the books of the FHA when they were promoting redlining. So all these things were happening at the same time, and it wasn't isolated. It was happening all around the country, especially.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it right now just to make sure I wasn't tripping, right? So we're talking about at the beginning. It says here, the U.S. transitioned from manufacturer to major importer, with manufacturing employment dropping from a peak of 28% in 1965 to 16% by 1994, right? So the peak was in 65 is what I'm saying. I'm just trying to follow the timeline is what I'm saying. Now, deindustrialization, you guys saying how it started, so on and so forth. We knew back then that we didn't even see it. And the biggest thing for black people would have been like I can think of from an industry standpoint was Detroit, Cleveland, GM, Ford, things that weren't quote unquote, I guess like necessarily trades and things, but you know, you definitely was guaranteed a pension and what's it called, y'all? The or what's the name job? A union job.
Union job.
A union job. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, in my head, I'm trying to place the time and just keep the time proper in what we're saying. I'm not saying that you guys are incorrect about the deindustrialization. That's why I asked him, how are we attacking this? And from the point in 64, 65, that wasn't an issue yet because it was the peak of it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. The jobs were available.
So let's do this real quick. I don't. Okay. Yeah. So I think that was a good question. I should have had a better response. I don't think we have to pin it to the timeline. I think we can just work through what happened in this period.
Right.
Now, if the timeline is absolutely necessary because things are snowballing, that's one thing. But if we can talk about the particular events or, you know, constructs, I think we can still do a decent job of getting through.
I think we have to really talk about white flight with education. When the schools got integrated, a lot of what the white flight was is when their children going to school with us. And that dip of education and teachers and busing and all the different things, I think it had a large impact that I don't think we really quite understand. Because the white flight came from that. I don't want my kids going to school with these colored people. When was Brown versus education?
That's 1954.
That had to be.
That was 1954.
So we got 54. So we're saying this is the peak, right? We get to 64. Industrialization is happening, but you're having fewer and fewer people or more people leaving particular areas where the schools would have been invested in more. Like I bet if we track it down to 64 and see just the track of how much or how little was placed into Black schooling and education, I'm sure we could probably find a parallel.
Well, now from that,
Dr. G, you muted. Wait, she's an educator.
No, I was just gonna say that's a great point. And I was thinking too that when we start talking about white flight, so they're moving out of these areas, the businesses are not staying. So what tax base is funding these schools? You know, they're not getting the resources that they once got because now we're there and, you know, the money has gone. So I think that was an excellent point too.
But I thought that was an inherent issue that we had though up until maybe we start the 80s in the transition of Black schools were always underfunded regardless of white flight or not because of segregation. And even once we had desegregation, or am I off?
Yeah, it would have been more fun if we were going to school with the white kids, because I mean their parents had more resources. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's saying. Here's his question though. Isn't it? Well, I'm just saying. Is it inconsequential? Is that what's the modus operandi?
No, because like the system said, the tax base of those businesses and those taxes for the property, it has a lot of impact on the school's funding.
Okay.
And that's the plight of the inner city.
You're saying the taxes?
When you just look at it, yeah.
Oh, and this is after
the tax base.
And this is after desegregation, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the money leaving has to matter, right?
Yeah.
The money leaving.
But that's what I'm curious though as to how you saying the money's leaving when these are like major cities, so that that's just not adding up. Because at the end of the day, right, even when we get into Tanga's point, right, we know for sure, white flight or not, the majority of, we're talking Chicago's, we're talking Detroit, we're talking, you know, major cities, those places were going to have the tax revenue regardless because it's a major fucking city.
But it depended on
if they distributed
the budget, though. Fantastic as well. You got to think of who was handling the budget as well.
I'm agreeing, Mr. Williams. You're making my point. So what I'm saying, it wasn't necessarily a tax revenue issue as to where there was just inherent discrimination in the system. So that's what that's the
issue.
My argument is the white flight was, and to y'all's point, right? This is just pure. We're clearly in the midst of unadulterated, in your face racism in '64, right? Niggas can't vote yet. So what I'm saying is the white people being there or not, segregation or desegregation or not, the system was tainted, and the black people were never going to get a fair shake. Is the way I'm looking at it. Now I could be wrong.
No, that's correct.
But this is why I'm saying it was inconsequential.
No, you right. Yeah, no, you right on that part.
It was never don't matter. You still need to have the money allocated properly.
We still see, the whole thing was, regardless of anything, fantastic. We've always had a benefactor, even if it was on the low, to keep us going with that, because we always had to get it. No matter what, we still had to get it out of the mud. No matter what.
Yeah. But Mr. Wade, that's what I'm saying. So this is my challenge to what you guys. And again, I'm not disagreeing here, but if we're asking a question, I'm saying, was it white flight or was it just straight up whether the white people are there or not? We're not giving you niggas no money. We're not giving you niggas no new books.
Yes, just systematic
you can't
discrimination.
When it's not a homogenous neighborhood, you can target the specific group. When everybody's mixed in, you can't target a specific group because that's what's leading them to leave. They don't want their taxes going towards black schools and educating black children. But then, of course, what you are correct as far as them misappropriating funds, as far as the funding of the education.
So what it's twofold though. It's twofold. You guys are both actually accurate in what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. So there's already a misappropriation of funds, to your point, Miss Fantastic, regardless, because it's direct discrimination. Now you remove the white people that you may acquiesce or placate to or want to serve, and now you just got only black people. That discrimination is going to be exacerbated at that point. So what you saying is right in there, and now you don't got no white people there. Oh, I'm letting this Uzi spray.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, yeah. Like I said, I'm not disputing that. I'm just like I said, I'm trying to walk it down because the way we
needed that. Yeah, we needed that addition because I think that definitely matters. The impact of white flight on the schools, on the businesses, the funding, the misappropriation of resources, much easier to do when ain't none of your people gonna catch a stray. I think that's pretty tangible. How do we react to that though, Big Aaron? How do we respond to this happening though? Do you think the system just manipulated us the way it wanted to? Do we see a rise in? Well, go ahead. My bad. Sorry.
No. I mean, just in a nutshell, that's what it's looking like.
I'm thinking about the '70s, right?
Right.
And you know who popped in my head, Aaron?
Mm-mm.
Iceberg Slim for some reason.
Hey, that's funny.
Freak baby.
Do we need to start do pimping and hoeing matter, or is that something we can?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's one of those cultural things that
I ain't trying to derail. I was talking to Big Aaron. He had the Barry White voice on. It made me think of that. So.
I think that's one of the things that came, was in the culture that really started to tear us apart. You know how we are today. I mean, we're studying this, right, to see what the effects are today. And today, where there's so many parts of our culture that are not beneficial to us or not congruent with growth, I think that's one clear example of the beginning of that.
Okay. Well, we can keep going. Go ahead, Dr. G.
It just seemed like the subculture, pimping and hoeing wouldn't have had that big of an impact over some of these other things. I mean, these cultures always existed since the beginning of time, subcultures, right? Where people are, involved in debauchery for whatever reason, okay? But that can't, it doesn't feel like that would be a substantial sort of issue over, some of the other things like the Vietnam War and the recession and, that kind of stuff. So it's like levels, right?
Right.
No, I could be off.
We ain't at the Vietnam War.
Not among the adult. You talking, Tiff? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, even though it doesn't seem like it's big with Iceberg Slim, like that's some of the first reading that I read where certain lifestyles were presented, that if you didn't live that life, it gave a narrative that was completely different. And if you're saying that was in what, 1967 with Trick Baby, or there's so many different, I think he had an impact. I think the pimp hoe culture is kind of where we started to see a shift, because before we want to act like everything was like, oh, it's rainbows and light and everybody got along. But now, like, it's an introduction that I think slowly has kind of progressively got worse.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Y'all do realize
So-
that. Y'all do realize that's what the hell's going on now.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Media,
That's what I'm saying. That's the genesis of it.
the hoes and everything. Now it's just women are pimps
So-
as well.
well, no,
Listen,
I think that's
let
Aaron's
me-
point. He's making it. He was analogizing it to
You know,
overall.
Aaron, he ain't gonna say it, so I want to say it for real. Like, no.
Well, no, he's
I
saying
didn't
it.
say it for fake.
Yeah, he's saying it, but he's just he's saying it in an eloquent Aaron way. So
Yeah.
basically, what he's saying is analogizes down to pretty much like American culture as a whole.
Right.
But
Yeah,
to the
it was the
point,
genesis of it.
yeah. That's what he's saying. So my thing though is we talked about this era, but this is another big. This was the original drug era. This is heroin. This is that boy.
But before we go there, I just wanted to address what Dr. G said. So, Dr. G, you're right. Can you hear me? I guess he can't hear me. He can hear me. Y'all can hear me? Oh.
Yeah, you go. You go ahead.
You're right. That it definitely was. I don't want to call it a profession or something that existed since the beginning of time, but it was always kind of like segregated as something that the society generally didn't. It was kind of shunned, or it was very taboo. And I think in the late '60s into the '70s, pimp culture started to permeate the culture of people that were, just people that weren't involved in that lifestyle. It started to affect the fashion, the lingo. When you start talking about who these kids are seeing as heroes, right, in the street. Like nowadays, kids look up at these athletes and rappers. But then it was, the Mac and Dolomite, what I mean? All these other, pimp type, just the whole persona really is something that the youth began to model their disposition off of. Does that kind of make sense? Whereas before it was those folks, they're criminals, they're bad people.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got all of that. You can't live in certain places because of redlining, right? Deindustrialization. You got the hardest drug pause of all time. What do you turn to in this situation?
The drug,
Pimping, hoeing, and heroin.
Oh, heroin.
Yeah, the original drug.
Yes. So y'all didn't talk about that the last time. I was like, shit.
It wasn't the era, because it wasn't the era, Mr. Williams. That's why.
But it was actually the era, though. Fantastic. You forgetting they was getting the shit from Vietnam.
We wasn't in that time period.
We talking about it today.
Now I'm saying, even now, look how heavy it got and what had happened. This is before crack and everything. This is heroin.
That's what we saying. I introduced it, damn it.
I know.
I brought it up first.
And hash. Don't forget about hash.
I don't know what hash is. I don't know nothing about no damn hash. I don't know what that is.
That's what I'm saying. See, like, hey, do your research. Before it was heroin, you had hash.
What the hell is hash?
Hashish ain't heroin.
You compress the trichomes of the plant and to a concentrated.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
So like a weed derivative?
No, the trichomes of the.
I mean, it's much more potent, but essentially.
You take the trichomes of the plant and compress it.
When they started selling spice,
Jesus Christ.
do you remember when they started selling spice back when you was young? Fantastic. Spice.
You said spice? The synthetic shit?
No,
yeah.
this is way better than spice because this is actually organic. It wasn't man.
So what they would call now is like dabs or whatever, right? Concentrated fucking what's the name?
It's closer to that.
You got hemp and all of that shit.
Okay.
That's the
but it's not.
Hemp is something else.
Hash and heroin is just because they both got H's. Come on, bro. That's not the thing.
What are we talking about?
That's not the same shit.
Listen,
at all.
So, but I don't want to belabor there too much. So, where the fuck are we? Okay, I apologize. I said pimp. Y'all niggas got excited, boy.
Yeah.
Well, we got it. We gotta go to whole. The debauchery and the what's the name shit. Hemp. We gotta get all of it covered, brother.
All right. Well,
because
okay.
the heroin came before the hoeing.
And Hemp, you gotta think you in the era of Woodstock and shit too.
I thought that was cracker
Niggas
stock.
wasn't fucking with no wood. Yeah, niggas wasn't fucking with no Woodstock outside of fucking Jimi Hendrix. Shout out to Jimi Hendrix. R.I.P.
You think black? Come on,
But Woodstock is what, like 62, right?
It might have been the same area.
I thought it was like 62.
The original, the first Woodstock.
What do you mean, Mike?
69. Wait, Woodstock is 69.
And that shit carried over for how many years?
Yeah, 69.
Okay, so Woodstock though is I can give it credence for what we talking about now, right? It's the whole
that's
love
90%
era.
white people though.
Yeah, but I'm saying in terms of just the sexual, them just doing, and then I think our shit is the black exploitation shit, pimping, hoeing, and all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Mac, Superfly, Black cinema. Yeah, all of those things. So yeah, that was definitely a big cultural impact though. But are we looking at it as negative though? Was that negative? More negative than positive? More negative than positive?
Pimping and hoeing?
No.
Fantastic. So what you? Well, no. So this is what I'm saying. Well, pimping and hoeing, of course, the real. You know, what I mean, step down, stomp down, fucking, you know, hoes and pimps. Yeah, no, of course not that. I'm saying the art part of it.
Hold on now. Hold on. You ain't. Now, hold
I'm
on
your
now.
mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that nigga in the alley. Listen, man, some of the best music ever, nigga. What we talk about, man?
That's some coke, that's some weed.
You see what I'm saying?
You know me, I'm your friend, your main boy. Thick and
see? What we talking about? Come on, man. If we have one of the things we've always been great in doing is, you know, expressing the pain through the art. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, and again, you know, it's unfortunate. But hell, I don't know if people know this shit. So one of the best motherfucking anti-heroin, because they didn't call it heroin. You know, niggas couldn't say heroin. It's heroin. Well, fucking James Brown had 3 songs about motherfucking heroin.
What 3?
Yes, 3 of them.
No, I'm saying, what are they?
King Heroin, Key Heroin Part 2, and I forget what the other one was. Listen to it. You should listen to it, man. Listen, if you still motherfucking doing heroin after listening to that,
you the real
yeah, I derailed.
One in the 70s.
He talking about drugs.
The art at that time wasn't bad because, like the brother just said with King Heroin, if you go listen to that, James Brown is telling you what's gonna happen. They not glorifying the none of the light. They giving you a real scope.
Yeah,
of
real shit.
The positives and the negatives.
Okay. Drug talk, please. Okay, all right.
Hey, Help, I would just think about, like, overall, not to go back, but to go back a little bit. And just thinking about, man, I think this was like the first time in black people, this era, right? So you had, because, you know, particularly now, right, we're the generation that's trying to shame everybody back into this high level of morality that we want, right? But these people, I always say, this was the greatest generation. The people who were adults in the 60s, right, they were on the surface very high character, high morale people, right? But even though they were those people, our leaders got killed in a public square, and I don't think that was done by mistake. I think it was purposely done to show, hey, y'all getting a little bit beside yourselves, and when you do too much, let me remind you who's king in America. And I think because, you know, those people had saw their parents suffer, so their grandparents were basically the children of slaves, and I think this was the first time, because we're still dealing with it now, where like black people was like, damn, we might not ever actually get there. Like the children of those people was like, they killed Dr. King. These folks is in suits walking around getting attacked by Dr. And they killed Dr. King in the public square. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So then you think about COINTELPRO. We had organizations. We had organized noise back then. Now you look at and you juxtapose that what's happening now, where we are just a whole bunch of individuals who recognize what's going on, but we struggle in organization. You talk to anybody that was around that time, that's what they say about the youth. They say y'all are very intellectual, but y'all have no organization at all. We never bounce back from that kind of aura in the way black people organize to deal with their struggles. I think, like, I'm thinking about like my mom's generation, right? I think just they were kids at that time, right? So imagine being a kid and you see MLK, because that's like that's like one of the greatest men walking on earth at that time. You see him get his head blown. I think it did something to our spirit that we've never recovered from. So you have all these things happening, and then these de facto tactics that were happening, right? So black people don't need, we get, like you say, getting hit with a honey bun in all different kind of ways. Like you think about something like redlining, it was hard to actually prove it was happening at that time. They didn't. We found out about redlining. The black people that were creating labels didn't know they were being redlined.
They didn't have a name.
They didn't have a name for it. Because supposedly redlining started in the 30s. It was supposedly banned in the 60s. But if you see the books, the de facto tactics were still happening all the way to the 80s.
Shy, you know what I'm thinking? Mm-hmm. I don't think that they had moral high ground on us.
I said look. I said it look, because they was wilding too. Yes.
Well, look, this is what I'm saying, right? But that stuff wasn't what their culture was built on, predicated on, the forefront, right? Whatever Dr. King was doing at that time, they wasn't worried about, because he was doing the work, right? That shit wasn't pushed to the forefront. Now the debauchery is defining. The debauchery wasn't defining at that point. You know, it was more covert. Now it's overt, and it is the culture.
Right.
You know, I don't know if that is a point we need to go back and forth, but just something I had a thought on. Well, Miss Williams, what did you want to say?
I was just saying, because I get where Shaw was coming from, but now you can't let us off the hook, because remember, we're more intelligent now. We have more devices. We have all this information and shit, and what are we doing with it? We're fucking off.
Wait,
we're lazy.
What make you think we're more intelligent?
Well, that's what I've always heard on YouTube.
We have more access to information.
Access to information, yeah. That's what it is.
We have more information now, and we're supposed to be doing so much better. And the way I was raised was wrong. Oh, no. It's time to get back into knuckle down. If we're going to do the research and study this shit, implement it. Let's put it to work.
All right. Well, hold on. You doing the thing. You're doing the solution thing. We still talking through the problems issue, right? So
that's what I'm saying. The problem is we talk too goddamn much instead of using what we said. Like him, you said it, and of course, me and you have coached and all of this. I'm just not gonna tell you what to do. I'm gonna show you it as well. I'm gonna tell you this.
Mr. Williams, how does this pertain? How does this pertain though? What do we talk
now? Like
we're not talking about now. Yeah. That's important. Yeah. We're trying to figure out the crux of our issues to where we start to see our things start to deteriorate, right? I think pimping, like it's, we kind of talk about it in jest, right? Because we are talking about it in the past, but we see it rear its head now. Yeah. And I think that this may be the era where people were really doing these things to pay a bill. That strip to pay tuition shit is bullshit now. But I wonder, was she really outside because of bullshit then, or was it for actual necessities?
Yeah. So and we didn't cover this, but I think to Shah's point, it wasn't. Now, of course, Dr. King and Malcolm were very, very impactful, but don't forget, and I understand. I'm not trying to derail, but literally right before this, JFK was assassinated, right? Yep. So that JFK was huge because he was for quote unquote black people, and black people love JFK. So then you follow that up within the next I think he was 63, then MLK is 5, and all these things that are happening, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? That was a huge time for a lot of loss for the people that were supposed to be the champion and the people that were doing things for black people to be removed like that. So I think that was hella impactful. We get to the other part you was just talking about with Mr. Williams.
When was Robert killed, just real quick?
Robert was later. He was like either 70s or 80s.
Okay.
It had to be 70s.
Oh, he was 70s.
Had to be 70s. Robert had to be 70s, right?
Early 70s or late 60s.
68.
Nah,
Yeah.
Robert was 68 too?
bro. I was born in 76. He was already gone.
June
That's all
5th,
I'm saying.
June 5th, 1968 was a hell of a year, man.
Damn. So yeah, that's
If
hell
if
because
you do your research on 68, that was a hell of a year in America. Bro.
Hey, Sean.
that's
Hey,
MLK too, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
MLK was the same year.
Hey, when you guys
Yeah.
get a chance, watch this movie too. And it's a movie I'm not trying to write, but it's called The Most Violent Year. It's about like oil distributors and things like that. It's a great fucking movie. But it's
oh,
yeah,
shit.
just
I got to check that out. All right,
and
that's one I ain't
it's
heard of.
historical though. It's like in that time in New York, people trying to. It's a great movie, you know. But okay, so we brought in Kennedy. Yeah, people. Are you saying people losing their light? So you just doubling down or Stillman and Shaw's
Yeah,
point?
I'm Shaw's point. Like I said, Shaw's point. I agree wholeheartedly. Like I said, that was a huge time of loss.
Let me ask you a question though. Is this the start of the Victim Olympics, or you give it credence to those people being this hurt?
For them, yes. For our parents, our grandparents, the people that lived that was suitable. Motherfuckers in 2026, niggas couldn't motherfucking pick JFK out of a lineup. Stop it.
I think they
But
know.
it's a continuum. It's a continuum, though, Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Nah, bro. Nah.
I get what you said. Man, listen, we talk about. I'm all for personal responsibility, but I am saying that you can't break history up in fragments.
Nah, Sean, you can't
Because
do it though like that. We
all
can't
the
keep
things that
on
we
using
suffer from.
slavery though.
Hold on, Mr. Will. All the things that we suffering from, there's been moments in history where we've tried to overcome them and have made waves. I think that 60 generation was the lemonade generation. They took what they had and they did some things with it. But then all these things start happening. Urban renewal, disinvestment of urban neighborhoods, the property values going down. So I'm saying all these things will happen. They didn't have the same access to capital plans in place to absorb because, and this y'all know this quote when they say, well, when America has a cold, black people get pneumonia. That's what you see in history. That's why when you think about it, this is a conversation about black people, but when you see the times that we suffering, you will also see a parallel in trends between us and the most powerful group in America.
Yeah, I'm not down it.
Everybody, it's just going to impact us 10 times more because we don't have the same protections.
And I have grace and I have understanding, Shaw, up to a point, right? Everything close to, again, like I said, we weren't complete, full, total citizens in the 60s, even quote unquote, I say the 70s. But once you get past the 80s, though, Shaw, I just can't, because we had all of the same opportunities and everything was to the point where we had access. I just think we didn't take advantage and we started going in negative ways. We started going in the wrong direction. And what the problem, and y'all hate when I do this, but I'm saying it, right? The success that other groups of people that got here way later than us, and they use very, very simple tactics and foundations to do it, be it Asians and Mexicans, which Asians are above everybody, and Mexicans are below us, right? But yet and still, like I said, you know what I'm saying, they're overall they're better than us because of the cohabitation and the family unit is what challenges that point. So I just can't accept that as an answer when we have blueprints and game plans all around us for successful things, and then we can look at ourselves, because remember, previous to desegregation, right? Previous to integration, we were doing good. Despite the heroin, despite all this other shit and all the negative shit, despite all these other things, prior to fucking, the illusion of inclusion, black people had it figured out.
Well,
That's all I'm saying.
But,
Okay,
but
so-
when we're going through this period, though, just real quick, Tiff, because we are literally naming attacks.
Right.
We are naming tactics. We fought over a group that we thought was for our people, and I didn't even realize that many people disagree with that group, being the Black Panthers. We acknowledge COINTELPRO, right? We have deindustrialization, which most of us are blue collar, right? Pimp hoe culture, right? Which I agree is a little bit less important than the rest of the stuff. Things were happening that didn't have a name that have a name now, right? And I'm just trying to figure out, when you got attack. Now you have the dependency stages, right? What things like Section 8, what have you. You know what I'm talking about, right? You have all this happening, and this group is targeted in a few of the things that we mentioned directly, wouldn't the result of the attacks after you get through the crack eras and all that be now?
No, because you still have to look at the numbers and the people that were affected in it and those that were actually in it. That's what I'm saying. We don't give ourselves enough credit in the positive. At the worst of the worst, drug addicts, poor, so on and so forth. I think the highest level of poverty we might have had might have been 30%, maybe, at the height.
Wait,
so understanding that
poverty.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You said during this time period,
Right.
But
or
30.
in general?
But this the thing. 30% poverty, right? Abject poverty, 30% is a huge, humongous number, though. I'm just saying, right? Because that's not the poor, that's the impoverished. Then you have poor on top of that. You see? Poverty level is, what's the poverty level now? $10,000 a year or something like that? Mm-hmm. So if we say abject poverty at 30%, that's a huge percentage. That damn near insurmountable. You got damn near 30% of people at that low. That's interesting.
So no, actually I was off. So right, it says so. Hold on. So 60, it was 55%.
Right, 55. Right.
Damn.
So 55%.
In the early
if we're
60s,
talking about the redlining, like, are we not like wrapping up all of the multiple things that were happening on top of you're coming out of 400 years of some type of aggression and systematic oppression, and then we talk about what Mexicans people do when they come and literally follow the roadmap that Black people have done, and they come here with a completely different connection to America, because we're Americans. The things that we fought for civil rights. They are immigrants. Their connection to oppression and anything else is completely different. But the storyline that they're following is Black Americans with less systematic oppression. Because again, they don't face the same systemic issues. They don't.
How not?
If you're
Mexicans? Mexicans.
So if you're an immigrant, typically, like, you have to think prior to 1964, in order for you to come over here, you had to have some type of value add. So you had to have a degree. You had to have certain things in order to be able to come over and be a desirable or
Tiff, that's not true. That's a talented 10th fallacy that's been disproven so many times. That's the talented 10 shit is a fallacy. What the fuck? What has a and no disrespect, right? This is Miss Fantastic's point of view. This is not on the behalf of fucking this might be risky. What fucking value has a Mexican ever motherfucking had in America outside of manual labor? What are we talking about, Tiff? Come on, stop it.
You saying manual labor when you had a lot of Black people and Black men that were doing manual labor, and they came and they priced people out of a job? That's a thing. Like, why were they more desirable? Because there's a certain wage that Black people were requesting and wanted. And if somebody will come in and undercut you, that affects the labor market. Go ahead, Tinker. You got it, brother. Go ahead, Tinker.
No, I was going to wait till y'all finish this, because what I'm trying to say doesn't have anything to do with this.
Well, no, I was just saying that's still not a talented 10th thing. The argument you're making,
but the talented, but I'm not talented 10th has to do with like only 10%, and that's a very Black specific thing. I'm talking about the impact that when we allowed immigrants to come in, it shifted the workforce, because now you have a different type of competition. Not only do you have a different kind of competition, you have a competition that will allow themselves to be underpaid.
Yeah, but Tip, that's not, again, that's going against the argument you were making, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna belabor it.
It's okay. What point were you trying to? What just for me? What part?
Well, no, so from what most people say is when the immigrants that came here were like the special ones, the smart ones, the skilled ones, so on and so forth. What I'm saying is we know for sure some of the biggest, and I don't know why we always ignore it, the biggest contingent of immigrants would have been Mexicans, because they're right there on the border, and like you said, they didn't have any education, they didn't understand the language, they weren't trying to assimilate, they were just trying to get out of motherfucking Mexico and get to America for better opportunities, is what I'm saying. So people will say, oh yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. That's never been true for the most part.
And I can agree to you with that. Like, the labor and the education will be different, but I'm still saying even them coming in, whether they were highly skilled or not, introducing an influx of new workers is going to affect Black people because you have additional people coming in.
I agree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. Like I said, the undercutting the market, and then you get into crony capitalism, which y'all hate capitalism so much. That's a good argument for fucking capitalism when the businesses circumvent Black people with illegal labor, and they can pay under the table and write off and so many things. So yeah, we agree there. I understand that.
Okay. Thank you for like walking it down with me, because now I understand the points that you were trying to make. Thank you.
Oh man, god damn, it got gay as soon as I left.
Yep.
What?
Oh, man, Jesus Christ. So where we at, Shop?
I don't know.
It's on Tanga.
Go ahead, Tanga. Jesus.
Yeah, I wanted to bring another factor to the table during this time period, which would be the United States foreign policy during this time. So when we're talking about deindustrialization, what has to be factored in is the 1973 oil crisis with the OPEC nations. The United States going in and supporting Israel, being one of the countries that supported Israel during the Yom Kippur War, made those people galvanize, come together and do oil embargoes. Now those oil embargoes, one in 73 and then one happened later on in 1979 with Iran directly, which that's tied to the United States foreign policy with Mossadegh. But the one in 1973 specifically made it to where the auto industry had to have a whole lot of inventory just be really just scrapped. And that led to a lot of job cuts. As far as oil is concerned, they had to downsize, and that specifically disappropriately had an impact within the Black community when you look at those Midwestern cities that relied on those automobile industries. And it also made United States more predisposed to going with Japanese manufacturing automobiles because they have less reliance on fuel. So that had a huge impact. And then when you even fast forward that, when you talk about the Sandinistas and the Iran-Contra, which is another tie to Iran. So their foreign policy, them going around destabilizing governments, really had an effect on our community specifically.
Damn. So that particular year in the deindustrialization like movement, so to speak, right?
Yeah, that year specific, like when you go look at the 70s recession, that really affected the economy the fallout from that affected the economy for years and years afterwards. And that's what really made the United States go into more energy sovereignty. They were heavily relied on foreign industry as far as foreign energy, and that's what led to them trying to get energy sovereignty.
Yo, as we talk about this 20-year period, I don't think the 80s is like the 80 through 85 through 05 or whatever we did, or 05 through 2026 is more impactful than this period. This period seems to do the most quote unquote damage. What interests me is, as we point out these several things, right? And we're talking about up to 85 where we really start getting the crack in the game, right? The drug infestation and things. Like, and then the crack era ends in what, 96 or so? 96?
Yeah.
2000?
No. Up to 2000. Even now you still get crack around, but as far as being heavy and flooded, no, you got to go into your early 2000s, like 2005 is when it gets a decline, because now you got different drugs and people are popping pills and shit now.
Yeah. It's definitely 2000s, Hemp. You still had all that's trap music central. So everybody was talking about hard, and niggas was 17.5. All that shit was up until like what, 02, 04. So
dirty,
crack was
all of that shit. You know?
Yeah, you didn't get into outside of crack, I want to say, until mid 2000 to 2010s.
So that's my
about the Vietnam War and how that might have impacted the community too as well, like the vets that were coming back that were addicted, no support, and then
Tiff, stop trying to frown up like you just had an epiphany. Somebody just put that in the chat. I seen you reading it.
I said that earlier, Tiff. I already said it.
1965.
Now, don't worry about that. Don't worry about what I said, Tiff. Now, here's the thing. Here's where I'm kind of caught up. I ain't gonna hold. If we saying all this shit just got finished popping, Isn't this the residue? Like 2026
Yeah.
isn't the residue of this shit? Yo,
It's the
B.
fallout.
Yeah, it's the fallout, right? And then we got '08 where we was in the depression. Coming right off of you say you a gangster, but you never pop nothing. That like it can't be like it. How can it be Victim Olympics right now?
Heroin is the drug of choice
hold
now.
Hold on, Mr. Williams. I'm talking. I know you ain't a better talker than me. No, I'm saying this gotta be the residue, the fallout of it. Mr. Fantastic. That word to me.
Nah, no.
And I ain't even on the victim this and that, but I'm just saying if we really assessing this as well as we doing, how can this not be the aftermath?
Right.
Because of all of the technological advancement and again these very, very small direct fucking people that were affected of it, we give too much credence to the negative and the black people that were impacted from it. The criminal element we've all agreed to, or not even if you agree to it or not, right? The numbers say at max is 5%. If we multiply it times 3, Hamp, it's 15. We multiply it times 5, it's 25%. It's not enough of the population and black people for that to be an excuse for us to be where we are in the day and age and the opportunities that we have, from technological advancement to money to loans to grants, all of these things, bro. No, that's just no. It's not acceptable. And then, like I said, you make you direct comparison to us of other people of color as people love to motherfucking say it, bro. And we've literally been leapfrogged, not just us, but the Asians, again, the fucking Hispanics, the fucking Mexicans, bro. They outdo us because they combine their 2 salaries together, even though we out earn all of them. So no, niggas is just not doing what we can do.
Okay, I don't know if the numbers agree with Mr. Fantastic saying. I don't.
Go ahead, Shop.
Because I was just doing a quick, I was looking at the housing numbers, right? And the percentage of home ownership in the 60s is literally the same. I think we have more home ownership now by a couple of percent. When I look at the numbers, what I see is without the head start that they had, it wouldn't be this large gap. Literally, you see black people, despite all these things we're talking about, you see resilience. The numbers show resilience. The numbers show we go down a couple percent, and we have a up. I also say if you look at the trends to the most popular group, I gotta do a little bit more research and look at, because I know Hispanic households, it's a little bit more than black people. I think that is the case now. Whatever. What we say, Ham? Do we say small hats? What we say here? I don't know.
Jewish
people.
Jewish.
They white. Like they white people. We're not doing that. When it comes to America, they white. Like they don't get separated in regards to how they're treated and looked at in America. But I'm saying when you look at the numbers, this ain't how shy I feel. Y'all know I'm the simple black people, so I'm always gonna speak positively. But I'm saying when you look at the numbers show resilience. So when I hear Miss Fantastic say stuff like where we are, where we should be, I'm saying when you look at what white people have the same up and down struggles, but they also had a 400-year fucking head start to get capital, to get land, to get home ownership. So when you say where we are, I just think when you add the context, I'm not saying that black people can't be better. Of course, we can always improve. I just think it's not a fair assessment if you don't talk about the whole story, bro.
But that's why I don't use white people. But that's purposely why I don't use white people, and y'all seem to always.
Group? So I'm saying what group?
That's what I'm saying. Asians, and Hispanics is what I'm saying. That is the reason why I don't pay attention to white people, because white people is the ultimate scapegoat for niggas. If I use Asians, I use Arabs, I use Indians, I use fucking Hispanics, and that's why I say it encompasses everything. There's no fucking way the Hispanics should have a higher fucking income household than black people. Shy, there's no way. There's no fucking way.
Fantastic. Let me ask you a question though. Do you think, and again, when we often say Latinos, they still have a level of proximity to whiteness that black people do not have. They're often I'm just asking you.
No, Tiff. No.
Okay.
No,
you don't think that their proximity to whiteness has any?
No, the proximity to whiteness again, Tiff. Now that's more fucking. That's more language. That's more fucking this fucking coded language and bullshit to bring the white man in to make excuses for why we're not where we're supposed to be. And at the same time, you have black women bragging about owning the most homes and buying homes. So you have one group that are doing it, but they're only willing to do it independently. When we know a man's only go buy a house when he has a family. But now you got black women out here bragging about buying homes. So you can't have it both ways, Tiff. This is what I'm saying. The shit that we need to do and copy everybody else to be successful, we refuse to fucking do.
So Miss Fantastic, I'm with you. I don't think we got to copy everybody else. I think black people already have a blueprint from black people, from Reconstruction till now. The blueprint for us has been there. I'm just wondering. I'm with you. Personal responsibility first. So you don't got to fight me. We agree there. But do you give any credence that right? Black people had to set a certain foundation that other people came in. Once that foundation was set, they had a concerted, focused efforts to use these tools that we fought, literally bled and died for. So when they came in, the blueprint was already there for them to use and take advantage of. We are taking advantage of that as well. But I'm saying these small groups of people that came over that we say, like the Asians, like I said, the Hispanic thing, it might be one thing I can't lie. I can't fight too hard on that one yet because I don't quite understand how that happened. Because at one point in time, they were not higher than us in income. And the last time I checked, they were. We do got to figure that part out. But I'm thinking like specifically like the Asians. They came over after blacks had already kind of fought for the foundation for people to get the same opportunities that the larger class had. Do you give any credence to that on why these numbers might be a little bit higher?
No, I give it credence, Shad. Again, I never deny or whatever racism and all these different things. What I'm saying though is that there are frameworks and there are things here, right? And then there are even certain classes and certain groups of black people that have done it, right? So what I'm saying is the fact of the matter that as a whole, or just not even as a whole, just like a majority, at least even 51%, Shad, we refuse to fucking, like you said, go back to our own roots and copy the known to work guaranteed motherfucking game plan is what I'm saying. It's not because of the white man, because in our worst of the worst, like as Tiff said, we came out of fucking slavery and literally motherfucking built own houses and built our own fucking communities and figured it out with absolutely nothing. No cell phones, no fucking nothing. So if we had absolutely nothing but our hands, our knowledge at base at that time, and we understood it, we have no excuse now. You can't excuse that. And that's why I say I always give credence to it. And that's why I take so much offense on behalf of the ancestors where I'm not saying you, Charlotte, let me make it clear, right? But a lot of people, when we make these things, bro, these motherfuckers were literally making motherfucking something out of nothing. Miracle. And now we got the world and we can't figure it out. That's what I'm saying, bro. We it's a cop out when you start talking about white this, white that in 2026. That's just my gripe.
Been saying that we've been soft and lazy. We got all this information. We supposed to be so smart. We have gotten soft and lazy. We make our kids entitled. Everybody's entitled now. We so fucking lazy. We'll order Uber Eats and pay an extra $15 for them to bring it to your house when you can actually cook. We're lazy. We do too much spending. We overdo shit. And then we can't keep on blaming the white man for the shit that we already have access to. How many people you know that are not working right now just because they don't want to? And don't lie to me, because everybody on YouTube, apparently they don't know nobody that they not baby daddies and the women are great and everything. Let's stop being full of shit. Let's tell the truth. We have gotten fucking lazy and fucking soft. That's why we're behind.
No, you still have to account for the systematic issues that have been in place since the beginning for us. Like how we just all of a sudden we just the most laziest people, and we're not looking at the grassroots issues here. We're not looking at the root of the problem.
I done heard people turn down. Oh, I can't make $19 an hour. I need more. But you ain't got a fucking job. So
yeah, again,
$19 is better than nothing.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying that I don't think we can deduce that our issues lie at our feet because we're lazy, which is what you
It
said.
is our fault, Dr. G. It's our fucking fault right now. I'm sorry. I know too many people who don't have any jobs, and I'm not even saying just who I know. I'm saying what I fucking see. See, I can look outside and everything. I'm retired, but you know what I see? A lot of people out here doing a bunch of nothing, but they will complain. They'll live off of somebody else. These are black people. I ain't talking about no other race. I'm talking about black.
But you still,
We're not going to tell the truth.
I don't hear you accounting for.
I'm accounting for
the root issues. The root issues that expand back. As a matter of fact, Hemp just got through saying that, or was it Fantastic? One of them made the point that all of this era, 1964, paved the way, right, to where we are today. But I'm not hearing that in your speech. It's like you're saying all of a sudden we got here, we're lazy, we don't want to work for $19 an hour, and that's the problem. You can't discount everything that happened before all of that, though.
Oh, I was just giving one example.
That's the problem.
So let me say, think about this, right? We had a Chinese food guy who delivered food, and we paid $2 extra, and he wouldn't stop his car. He would roll until he got your food and you gave him his money, because stopping can get you robbed. So he thought if I stay in motion, it'd be harder for these niggas to rob me. I remember the pizza guy delivering food that we paid $2 extra ever since I was a kid.
All right.
I think that we overblowing Uber Eats a little bit too much. They got that idea from somewhere. It's all I'm saying. So I think that's kind of the lazy thing is less interesting to me than what Mr. Fantastic and I were talking about, especially when he said the technological advances. I would argue, because blue collar was our lane. When the blue collar lane was taken during deindustrialization, we fell. So does leveraging technology speak to our strong suits? Or do men thrive when your hands and feet is what gets you the money, is what gets you there? You see, I don't know if technology, because now there's more competition when technology is the key, right? Women now have a chance, now have a shot, now have a case during technological advances. And with our families already being broken and disjointed, right? Now we hear, right, because it is technology driven. I don't know if that's a good thing in how we work.
Well, no, the men still dominate from if we're talking tech, right? Men still dominate tech by
black
right?
men.
Well, again, even still, black men are leaps and bounds when we're talking STEM above black women, right? We're not gonna count motherfucking IG influencer as technological usage. Okay, we're not gonna do that. So, but what I'm saying though, Hamp, is I think that's one of our issues. Lack of adapting, lack of fucking being adaptable, bro.
Okay.
If once the jobs go away and you can't just motherfucking hammer a nail or pick up some heavy shit, you have to fucking adapt with the times. You have to. And as you say, you so rightfully say all the time, we suck at even the trades. We can't even say the trades no more, Hamp. Shit. We did the numbers, niggas, is like 8%. So even at what we mastered, Hamp, at the shit that we, roofing and masonry and electricians and plumbing, niggas not even doing that.
Okay. So the problem is the lack of want, which goes to Mr. Williams' premise of, is it lazy? I get lazy. Is it lazy? Do you agree with that sentiment?
I can't say if it's laziness, Hamp. I don't want to say it's laziness as to where I think everybody wants to be a fucking influencer now. Everybody wants to fucking get quick money through motherfucking parlays and social media. Niggas don't want to work.
Let me ask this one question, Tiff. Well, you know what? Because my question is gonna pivot, Tiff. So
Yeah,
let me read these
yeah.
super chats, and then you can ask your question, or you can say what
It's
you want to say.
it's
So
just super.
let me. Yeah,
I,
no, you right after the super chat. So Willie, what's popping, man? Good to see you. Salute, salute, salute. With the $5 says, shout out to the homies. This might be risky. Big Aaron and Mr. Fantastic. Salute, my G. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. I got that house back too, man. I'm gonna hit you up to tell you about it. You know what I mean? Callie with the $2. They left the cuties and went to the what? They left the cities and went to the burbs, perhaps. Okay, all right. JT with the $5 says, fun fact, Rudy Ray Moore, Dolomite, was making fun of pimp / gangster lifestyle. Aaron with the $2 says, tactics other races use. Black people fight for our rights. Aaron with the $2 says, black people get less than a decade to get it right. Ashay with the $5 says he got hit like he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing. I see what you did there.
From a movie, right? Ain't that from a movie?
Nah,
Nah, that's from 50 Cent, man.
Many
50
men,
Cent, bro.
come on, brother.
You know, I'm an R&B guy. My bad.
White people online crying. Oh shoot, let me read it. White people online crying. Black people been doing it so long. They like, what's next? AL with the $5 says, can we stop using Asians as a comparison? Chinese / Indians represent the most H-1 visas and come through college programs. They not starting from scratch. KP from KC was popping with the $5 says, as the great Luther said, shut up and get to work. Still toes on chest up, chin out. There isn't any crying in the building. AL with the $5 says, how many times did we have to build and start over versus other groups? A stab wound doesn't heal overnight. AL with the $2. Yeah, thank you, sir. I figured it out. Wes M with the $10. What up, Wes? Says, I inherited 50 acres from my grandparents. My wife has 100 acres from hers. I have no excuses. If my grandparents built that during Jim Crow, my child will have at least 500. If not, I have failed my kid. Will with the $10 says, Hamp, check out what the fuck happened in 1971 website. It uses a series of economic tables to highlight the exact moment income distribution in America started to decouple. Damn, that's some pretty good supers, man. Salute, salute, salute. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, man. Go ahead, Tiff.
No, I was just going to say to Fantastic's point, when he's talking about trades, we need to also acknowledge that a lot of times you could get a trade in high school. And when they removed those, that affected a lot of people. You didn't always have to go to college to be able to get a skill. There were certain skills that were within high school that you could trade yourself out. And then as you graduated, you had a skill set that made you money. That's not been there for quite some time. And I think that again, when we talk about the funding availability and then having a way to gather wealth, that affected, I think, the community in a big way that I don't think we necessarily drill down to.
Yeah.
Well, they started it back now, but what Trump did, eliminating Job Corps, because that's what they do. Out of 150 or 135, whatever it was, he ended all of those. So now you have no more trades for all over the nation. Fantastic. I know you rolling your eyes, but I'm sorry. I worked there. That's what I did. So now you done eliminated plenty of fucking jobs for trades, electricians, plumbers, cement, all of this, dentistry, everything. They were teaching all of that, and he got rid of those. Now, do your math on that. Now, let's not just count the 500,000 black men and the 300,000 black women. Look how many of the youth got squashed in all around the nation. Over 150 something Job Corps got closed down because that's what he wanted to do in all the trades. Predominantly that goes to black.
That's not true. For one, that's not true.
It
Mr.
is
Williams.
true.
It clearly is not true, Mr. Williams. Again,
He didn't dismiss all the Job Corps in the past 2 years.
No. He did. But what you said was it was predominantly black. That's not true. First off. Secondly, again, what you're leaving out is that I think they had a fucking 20%.
So do you
I'll let you talk, brother. Let you talk, brother.
You know why they go to Job Corps in the first place? Fantastic.
Because they don't apply themselves in school and they can't finish school, so they go to motherfucking Job Corps. It's motherfucking. It's junior college. It's T-Move Junior College. Yes, again, come on, Mr. Williams, stop it. So if we're gonna be honest, we gotta be honest, bro. Listen,
I'm being honest. I work there. How you gonna tell me?
Okay, you can, Mr. Williams, a motherfucker that work at motherfucking McDonald's don't motherfucking run the company, brother. Just because you work at one Job Corps don't mean you understand the ins and outs of the entire thing.
A campus of 400 students.
And what I'm telling you, Mr. Williams, is what you
didn't
do.
Their lives. Hold up.
All right, so hold on. So tell us this.
From
so
15
Mr. Williams,
to 26.
so Mr. Williams,
I know you don't know this. The ages of 15 to 26.
You're not gonna know it either. Okay, great. So that in itself is problematic. Okay, but we're not even gonna stay there, right? So, Mr. Williams, tell me the percentage of people that were graduating Job Corps at your facility. Tell me.
90%.
You a fucking lie.
You another fucking lie.
I'll bet money on it.
And guess what?
I will bet money on it.
A lot of them got to go play college ball and everything. See, don't talk about shit that you don't know.
Mr. Williams, so the reason and the justification for shutting down Job Corps, it was like a 30% fucking pass rate or some shit, Mr. Williams. It was a waste of fucking money. It was a waste of time.
Nation? Is that what you going? Is that over the nation? Are you going by your
state? The entire program. The entire program, Mr. Williams. And to the point, to him, again, like I said, niggas keep using this talented 10 shit. Stop. You niggas got to stop, bro. Stop making excuses. I'm not even talking to you about no more, Mr. Williams. I already killed that Job Corps bullshit.
No, you ain't killed that shit.
We on to the immigrants now. Listen.
You on to the immigrants. No, talk about what your president did with this trade.
He's your president too.
No,
he's your president
too. Wrong.
I already covered it.
I
already covered it. I just told you they had.
You didn't do that shit state by state.
I don't have to do it state by state. I don't have to do it state by state because it's a federal program. It's a federal program.
Don't do your weak ass 50% of women got herpes shit. No.
It was a federal program.
Trade shit right now.
We talking about it and you emoting.
You're fucking wrong. And I know
I'm not wrong. Again, we could bet $1,000 on it right now.
Man, I ain't worried about the money. See,
now you don't want to bet no money. I'm wrong, but you don't want to bet.
I don't have to bet no money. Oh, I got that in my pocket.
I'm not saying you got it or not. I didn't say. If I didn't think you had it, I wouldn't say bet.
You're talking about something that he killed out nationwide. You don't even know how many Job Corps it is. Fantastic.
Again, Mr. Williams, Job Corps was a Job Corps was a failure point from the fucking jump. Niggas did not take Job Corps serious. It's always been that
over the nation. Fantastic. That was trade schools.
So let me baseline it a little bit. So Job Corps primarily served blacks, Latinos, people. This language interests me. Shad and Tanga, listen to what I'm saying. If I'm off, I'm off. It says like underserved, right? But these are people who are actually underperforming in school, as an example, getting in trouble, getting kicked out. I wouldn't categorize them as underserved, in my opinion, right? Because these are high school age kids, right? Making decisions. I'm not saying they know it all, but they have to be a level of accountable, right? So now this is an opportunity also for homeless people. This is an opportunity to get on, to try to reset yourself. So Job Corps reported 60% graduation rate. The numbers that the federal government had between 2022 and 2024 showed 37% graduation rate. So we got to figure out who lying, who telling the truth. Now, 38% graduation rate was higher than what I thought it was going to be. I ain't going to lie. And it's 50% black. So that if there's 150 of them, 600 kids per rotation, is that an impactful number? at a point for the trades and etc.
So it says 62K per year, 62K per year, and 50% were black, right? So that's 32,000, and then let's say you use your numbers.
That many? Wow.
So let's use your numbers, right? So let's say you said it was what 60% according to them. Let's use the positive numbers, right?
60%
so,
and 38% per the government.
Well, let's just stick with positive. So 32,000 or 30
kids too, though.
Hold on.
32,000.
Let's do the math. Let's do the math out loud real quick, Ms. Williams.
So 32,000 are black.
31,000 are black, and then what? Multiply 3,100 times 6. That would be 18,600. Is that gonna move the needle for low-paying jobs per year?
Per year?
Yeah.
If you get
16 to 24.
If you get 16,000, what'd you say? 18,000?
Yeah, 18,000.
18,000 tradesmen per year. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're saying they're tradesmen, but let's just say that. Even
I
still,
think they're apprenticeship qualifying. You know what I'm saying? Like they can get into some type of program with an electrician and grow. I don't see. I mean, think about this. We predicate our behavior off 10,000 black men doing wrong, murder, killing, gorilla, right? So when I look at this number, and we're talking about that demographic,
it's positive. I would concede.
Okay.
So all right, so that's a positive. So we would say a net positive per year, 18,000 that are suitable for or eligible for, like you said, apprenticeship level jobs, 16 to 24, right? Which again, we don't know what percentage they're gonna be because for the most part, you're not going to be doing no manual fucking labor because you're not allowed to until like 18, right? Most certifications you got to be 18. If you're talking journeyman and apprenticeship, you got to be 18.
Yeah, you'll have barbers, right? Because based on the person's age too, there's certain allocations and such. I think the 16-year-old demographic, I've never quite seen that as much from my Job Corps experience. Most of the people are of age because they need an actual opportunity. You know, you have different levels of Job Corps to where kids are bad, you get sent to Job Corps, right? Because you can no longer attend your school. You know. So there's a few different nuanced things that go into it, you know. So let's say we take 2,000 off and it's 14,000. I think that's pretty
18.
substantial.
So now the question becomes, was the price that the government was paying worth the 18,000 fucking people that it was getting? No, that's the thing. You were paying hundreds of billions of dollars for a program that resulted in motherfucking 18,000 black kids per year. So you got to look at this from a fiscal thing. Hold
on, Mr. Williams. Let me finish. Mr. Fantastic. The reason why I'm beginning to care less and less about cost is because I'm starting to know more and more that they don't care about cost. I look, and that fake ass thing that Elon Musk was running found $100 million out the asshole of the Middle East in condoms. So I'm like,
they took it off.
I'm just saying though, this spending is because we can get it popping with anybody, whatever we want, $1 billion or whatever. We fake fighting Russia through Ukraine by supplying them, and all we get from them is fucking wheat bread. Like we spend money however we want, and I'm just like, so Job Corps gotta go.
Wheat bread is pretty important.
No, I got you. I'm just saying the grain is important, right? It just nasty.
Yeah, grain is extremely important.
But you see what I'm saying?
No, that's just my thing.
No, I'm saying though, why cut this though? At least these people are here.
Yeah, but I mean, you still have opportunities outside of Job Corps to be able to do the same shit, and it was bleeding money according to the government when they assessed it. And Job Corps is one of many.
You kill me with this bullshit when it come to Trump. You full of shit because for one, they would get them out of a certain area and shit and send them everywhere else. That way they could be productive in life. You're such a fucking douchebag because for one, you don't work with kids.
Douchebag is crazy.
No, this has been my fucking profession. JCPS, fucking dismissed charities, Metro Parks. St. Joseph Orphanage, JCYC, which is a junior correctional facility, and fucking Big Jail is where the fuck I worked. All of those. So don't fucking tell me because you feel like some shit don't work for you. I've seen kids actually do this shit and be successful. Even now, they parents, they great fathers and mothers, they went to fucking college. Some of them actually got to play D1 ball. See, that's your fucking problem. Judging some shit that you do not know.
I don't have
at
a problem.
all.
I don't.
And
Again,
for
I don't.
most Job Corps, guess what they have? 400 students on a fucking campus.
Okay. All right. Cool.
400 students. Now do 150 Job Corps plus 400.
We already did the numbers.
No, I don't think you really did. Because you was
gave
going
it to you. I
back
told you
22.
62,000.
I'm talking about even when I was working there, you could even do the math.
I told you
on
it's
that
62,000 per year. What are you talking about?
I wasn't working there in 20. Y'all know I've been retired for some years now.
Yeah, I got you, but we just gave you the numbers with Mr. Williams. I don't know why you disputing the numbers. We told
Because
you 62,000 per year.
Your asshole president, like you want to keep on battling for, he ended some shit that, guess what? It could have been more productive black people regardless.
Okay, and you know what, Mr. Williams?
And he cut all that shit.
Okay, great. And you know what's
even
even better?
Our economy, gas still for something.
Gas ain't got nothing to do with this.
Oh, yes, it does. It got
that's
a lot
good reach.
to do with it.
That's a wonderful reach.
Kids, guess what? They get idle hands. Now they can go back to being Kia boys or whatever the fuck they want to do. And guess what? That does not help us.
Lock them up.
The
and you know what?
Rate just
I promise you, it was some Kia boys on them campuses too. So again, what I'm gonna say, Ms. Williams,
the unemployment rate just got higher though. You ain't even hearing that one.
Yeah. Okay. It don't matter. So again,
you know paid for that, fantastic. You know they do get paid for that.
Yeah. You know
they gotta work and go to school. They gotta work and do jobs.
You know it's a better opportunity than Job Corps. Guess what it is?
But what y'all say? Oh, what? Work at McDonald's? Do you want them to work at McDonald's,
no,
Walmart?
I wouldn't
say that. No, the wonderful United States military.
I was going to say one of the 5 branches.
Yes. The wonderful United States.
Not cut out for the military. Come on now.
The wonderful, and again, if you cut out for
how
Job
many
Corps,
people fail basic training? Hold up, fantastic. How many people fail basic training?
Not a lot.
6 weeks.
Not a lot.
Goddamn lie. You know you a lie on that one.
I'm not a lie. I'm telling you, not a lie.
You a damn lie. Everybody don't make basic training.
I didn't say everybody. You asked me what people. You said how many people failed, and I told you not a lie.
Think about it. My family been in the military since I was alive.
Okay, and you ain't though.
I know everybody has washed. I know a lot of people who are washed out.
Yeah, but you ain't though.
Oh, I didn't want to go because I wasn't gonna be that fucking disciplined.
Okay, so what I'm telling you is this: most people and a majority of people do not wash out of basic training, Mr. Williams. Most people make it through. If I was just off the top of my head, I would definitely say at least 75% of people make it through basic training. That's just me guessing, right?
So when they do the tear gas training and all of that,
everybody make it through that shit.
Don't cry and quit.
It's whatever. It'll be all right. But either way it goes, right? Again, Job Corps. Again,
no, I'm gonna ask you again. They don't cry and quit.
No, they don't. No, they don't. But Job Corps is irrelevant, right? The biggest point was the whole everybody keep running to this shit about the immigrants, bro. Only 100,000 people per year get like H-1B visas. That's literally like 1%, less than 1% actually. I think it's right at 1% because there's like 11 million immigrants. Most of these people that are here, bro, are multi-generational and so on and so forth. Y'all got it. And then again, you think that there's millions of people that come to this country per year, right? Total. It's only 100-some-thousand for motherfucking H-1B. And the vast majority of them are Indians, right? So again, y'all keep trying to use this excuse as to how and why these people are getting here and, all this different shit, so on and so forth. No, bro, that's not the case. You are the home team. You have the same motherfucking abilities and opportunities. Niggas just don't want to do it. Niggas just want to do it. So when you choose not to take advantage of these things, be they educational programs, be they apprenticeship programs, be they grants, be they business loans. Hemp, I've heard you talk about this. Being you an entrepreneur, didn't you take advantage of what you call it? Is it opportunity zones?
Yep, opportunity zones. Mm-hmm.
You took advantage of that, right?
Yep.
You ain't never got indicted for no motherfucking. I ain't seen Hemp motherfucking getting locked up for misuse and abuse of PPP loans. Right? So again, when we have the example that y'all love to use all the time, y'all can't motherfucking run. Y'all can't use this nigga now. No. This is my motherfucking proof. Okay? This is my proof right here. This nigga here, the person that has maximized his opportunity as a fucking American while being a black man that don't fuck with white people, by the way, and not shy about it. So if this nigga can do it, anybody can. Somebody got an echo. Y'all got it. Somebody got it.
If you got two devices, Tiff?
Mute.
All right.
So, because again, right, I know, some people may hear my rhetoric and say, oh, Shy, I just don't think black people got nothing to improve on. But I try to think about, like, holistically, right? Even comparing us to Asians. Because Asians are, what, like 6% of the population? Right? About 6%?
Yeah, 5 or 6. Yeah, 5 or 6.
5 or 6%. So when we talk about comparison, because black people were like 15%. Because I always say, like, when you look at the best of black people, we can compete with any people around the globe. Do you disagree with that, Miss Fantastic? Like you talk about the upper echelon of black people, what they're doing with their lives, their families, their wealth, their income. We can compete with anybody in the globe, across the globe.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. You got two black men that are worth, I want to say $20 million combined. 20 billion. I'm sorry, 20 billion.
Yeah, so I think I've had conversations with you enough where I feel like you know this, right? But then when you say like niggas don't do it, I think you're talking about like a subset of black people. You're not talking about black people. You're talking about a subset of black people who have been in poverty for generations, and even now it don't look like it's gonna change. But again, I think the majority, and you also said you give credence to that we know specifically black people in America, there's been things done purposely to prevent us from being whatever you think we should be in America. Do you agree with that as well?
Yeah, sure. And in past times, like I said, especially this time period we're talking about right now, were the remnants of that, where it was wide open and clear, not even trying to be covert. It was overt, not covert. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, like I said, thinking about this time period, right, where at one point in time everything was overt. It was lynching people in the public square, all type of things. The world realized what was happening in America. They stopped doing it. They started doing more de facto practices, using law and policy to keep black people in a certain condition. And I'm saying, bro, like, again, when you look at the numbers, all you see is resilience. You still have these elements of our community that we talk about, that we shame and all those things, but you see the majority of black people, despite what has happened, not turning on America. And then you see a group of people, like we use Asians that came in, like I said, when the foundation was built. And I'm not trying to discredit what they've done, but I'm saying when you tell the whole story, to me, like, that matters, right? I just can't look at the number. I just can't look at this number and say, oh, they have more wealth than black people, more home ownership. That means they're better than black people. They didn't. They didn't have at one point in time organization fighting against what was happening in America. Your leaders are getting killed. The government is involved in it. This ain't just conspiracy. At that time it might have been, but this time we know it's not conspiracy. All these things have happened to the psyche of a people, a group of people, which is why now the experiment has worked so well. I'm saying they can now sit on the sidelines and say we finally got them. It took us a while, man. We thought we was gonna get them in Reconstruction when we took their land and we used all the money they put in the banks, but they kept fighting. Then they kept fighting the civil rights, but now we got them. Now we got them to talk shit and fight each other and disparage each other in public. Now we got them. So I don't know, like it's just hard for me when we had these conversations about the other races to not include that entire context, because I'm with you. We do need improvement, but I'm also saying, like, what do the numbers need to be? Because if we're not comparing ourselves to a group, then we saying we gonna use our own metrics. What are those numbers? Almost half of black people own homes. in a country that never intended for them to be anything more than slaves. Yes, home ownership is like 46% for black people.
No, you're right. 46%. Yeah,
Yeah, I said
yeah.
almost
So,
half. Almost half. So I'm saying, what would the numbers be so we could then say, all right, we still ain't where we should be? Because right now, what I'm saying, all I hear is all is lost. When I hear certain people come on these panels, all I hear is all is lost. Even though the numbers don't say that.
well, yeah, I'm not saying all is lost. What I'm saying though is, especially when you're talking about in a Catholic society, it's the number, like the amount of money that's being made, right? So, and most importantly, like I said, I think that the Hispanic numbers are far more impactful because it tells more of the story and it gives far more context than even the Asians. Now, I agree with you as to where nobody has suffered in this country like black people have suffered. Not Asians, not Arabs, not nobody, right? I'm not taking that away from us. What I'm saying, though, is I'm giving so much credence to the resilience you're talking about as to where we've always been able to find a way. We can't play both sides. We can't say that we're oh so resilient, right? We survived slavery. We fucking overcame Jim Crow. We did all these different things. Like you said, the majority of fucking black men are in the middle class. I think black women are somewhere right behind or, similar and close, right? We had families up to, I think it was 80% marriage rate or so on and so forth back in the 60s when we were still in, segregation and all these different things. We've done all these wonderful things with less shot. My problem is like, and I don't, that's why I don't want to say laziness, but I would say complacency as to where it's a time to where it came to where we started saying, look what we've been through versus figuring out like the generations before us. I think that's where we slipped up. I think that's where we're, instead of us looking at what's at hand, taking advantage and accelerating, we're stagnant. Even from a population standpoint, like you said, bro, we've been stuck at 13-14% for quite some time. We've been surpassed by the Hispanics. Hispanics make up 18, I want to say damn near 19% of the population now. Remember, we one of the big three. We the original motherfuckers that were here. So when we had these conversations, bro, and we look at where this how do we just level off and not move like everybody else is my question. And then I think it's a harder and more difficult conversation to be had. How do we galvanize each other to get back in the game and to start elevating again? That's my point. This isn't to this. I don't. My bad. Go ahead.
Well,
No,
look at.
right. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Well, Sean, I was just thinking when he said the big three. Think about this, which is interesting. The big three and the Latinos who are over this way, right? Right. What belonged to Mexico before, as an example, right?
Yeah, Texas and Cali.
Look at the big three, though. Look at the Latinos, the people who actually warring, going to slavery, in and out. Look at them. Even white people. White people are being outdone by 8 different groups. The Native Americans might as well fucking jump off the side of Rhode Island.
I'll say to him, but yeah.
The Latinos, right? Joke, fucking joke. You need 10 of them to pay a mortgage. I DJ'd on a reservation. The nicest thing out there was the casino. The rest of the reservation looked like it was from 1996.
No, you're not lying. Have y'all ever been on a reservation? It's crazy to see that.
The coolest thing I seen was the powwow. These motherfuckers had a shirt on when the Cavs lost the fucking championship.
Chill out, B.
Apparently, they send them fucking shirts to Africa and the reservations.
It'd be trailer park.
And the reservation was 20% black. Now, that's a different conversation.
Word.
In the middle of Idaho. Yeah. So that's a different conversation. So when I'm talking down on them is because I seen a lot of niggas out there too. But that's a different conversation.
Shout out to the Black Indians, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
But think about the big three, and then you got to add the Latino because they over here. There's something happening that you going through all this struggle and strife. Sound like it had an impact on everybody.
Right.
There was a term Reaper was using. It's called Aaron, you might know it. Where it's like you win the war, but you might as well has lost because you took so many casualties. Curse war. I don't know if Reaper here stayed. The nigga might have went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you took so much damage, it's almost like you lost. And so I'm looking at
cursory victory, is it?
Cursor, I think so. But it's like, like when boxers, that's why they only box twice a year, because you be fucked up. Pyrrhic victory. Right? Where you take so much damage, you might as well have lost, or it feel like you lost. So now look at everybody on the bottom. It's everybody who was here going back and forth. And then you wait for the smoke to clear, and then you grab the belt like you don't want this shit.
Right. That's all I was gonna ask him. Like,
God
at what point?
damn, Tiff, when I'm cooking, you gotta let this shit marinate, man.
Oh.
Let me ask you a question, Tiff. All that cooking I'm doing, you think the first thing you want to hear is you?
No, you're right. Let me know when I can talk. You're right. I was wrong. I didn't let it cook. I should have let it breathe.
Silence. Well, who is that?
Silence. That's Martin.
Jesus Christ. Go ahead, Tiff, man. Y'all be doing that to me a lot, bro. Aaron, man, write these niggas' names down, man. Go ahead, Tiff. Jesus.
All I
Christ.
was gonna say is based off of everything.
You got the rusty blade over there, Aaron. Mail that shit to me, man. I'm getting tired of this shit. Man.
I don't want to get cut. Why I gotta get cut though?
No, it's for me. It's you don't get it. It's a
Oh, okay. I've seen it when he pulled it out the last time, and it was rusty. All I was gonna say is just listening to it and seeing where we are. Like I'm thinking to your point. Like I think Black folks are kind of like at a point of exhaustion. If you did all the different things, you're trying to get ahead. You have different things working against you. You have different issues coming up. It's just like I don't understand.
Hello?
If you have a 400-year head start and I'm still competing with you, I'm up. And I don't know if we really acknowledge that. Because like you're saying, what did they say? You have to lose some battles to win the war? It feels like we still at war. Like it's not done yet. It's not done yet.
The interesting thing about the Hispanic, I didn't know that, right? Because like Help made a good point, and I looked at they are higher than I thought about it. Yeah, but if it's 10 people in a crib, that's kind of cooking the books a little bit, right? Or do they cut it off? I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works. Do they cut off, or do they actually add all the incomes for the household income?
Oh, Sean, because a lot of them are illegals. The legal ones get the cribs. Everybody else sneak over. No, they just building their shit up.
No, but I'm saying, Mr. Will, they do list their household income. It's like 60,000.
Yeah, but you got to think majority of them motherfuckers are still illegals. Everybody in that house is not legal.
Yeah, but still, Shad, I think even in that though, it's not the majority of them where it's like 8 and 10 to a what's the name? It's
You sure?
usually
You sure?
yeah, it's usually more traditional, setup.
Okay, I gotta look into that Hispanic thing. That kind of shocked me to see that they
Well, no,
surpassed.
it's simple, Shad. If you look at it right, again, they cohabitate more, so they live together more, the man and the woman. So when you have a huge divide of black people that aren't living together, black men and black women aren't living together in these households, that's how we get surpassed. So you got the black man that's got his 50,000, and then the black woman that's got her 45, right? But they're living separately. Jorge and motherfucking Maria, I think Jorge making like a little bit more than black women, so he like at 46, and then Maria's like at 40, so that's 80,000 compared. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. We just aren't coming together, and we aren't um you know doing the family thing, bro. And again, that is the most tried and true way for wealth, for for better financial fucking outcomes and circumstances and a whole bunch of other shit, but we just not doing it.
Fantastic. Do you think that they're keeping more multi-generational homes as well? Because what I've seen here is like it'll be a family that lives in one house and they'll fix the house up, and one person stays there, then they go get another house and they fix it up. But they're different generations. So it's not just typically like the mom and the wife. It's like the mom, the wife, a tia, or some type of auntie. Like it's
Yeah, we
multiple.
know they do, Tip. Tip, we know they do. That's what, again. I don't know if you guys remember the dude. The dude went viral because he said that the fucking Mexicans bought a motherfucking foreclosed house, some shit that was tore down. He said the motherfuckers had a whole bunch of trucks pull up and like, you know, a case of motherfucking Coronas, and within a day, the fucking house was like a brand new fucking house. That again, everybody comes to us, Tiff, be it the Mexican, be it the Arab, be it the Indian. Gas stations, who? Motherfucking Arabs. Liquor store, who? Indians. Chinese spot. Every hood got a Chinese spot. So everybody, we allow everybody to motherfucking make money off of us and live way better than us right in our own fucking neighborhoods. Now again, I don't expect niggas to make no motherfucking, you know, General Tso's chicken, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? We don't even have soul food spots no more.
Right.
Only thing you got, the only black businesses that still exist for real are barbershops and fucking beauty shops.
How you get the mic back?
Right? Who?
You.
She asked me a question directly.
What she asked you?
Nigga?
What she asked him, Tenga? Because
Wow.
this nigga talk more than ChatGPT.
Damn right. Know as much too.
Oh my God. Yo. See? You see what I mean? Because all you got to do is ask ChatGPT who the smartest nigga in the world, and it's going to tell you. You know that, right?
Damn. What you talking about soul food spots? Fantastic. Where did I thought you lived in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I do.
Y'all don't have soul food spots anymore?
You got barbecue spots here and there, but nothing like what it used to be, is what I'm saying. You were guaranteed 3 businesses, black businesses, Ms. Williams, in the you know, in the black neighborhood. You had a soul food spot, beauty shop, barbershop.
Church.
You've had a huge decrease because again, restaurant touring is very, very one of the highest damn things when it comes to unsuccessful businesses. So, you know,
church.
And you compare it, you want to call church a business.
You ain't eating that. Trust me, you ain't eating that dinner. You're not eating that dinner.
I guess maybe one thing I'm thinking about, like, right, it's a couple of different ways you can look at it. I'm saying that after the 60s, we were prioritizing black effort, black organization politically, economically, and then we became more Americanized. So I don't know if it's that we got lazy. I think we shifted priority, and it's not actually benefiting us. So we're going to have to kind of recalibrate because we adopted their ideas, which is rugged individualism, help the community, those things. Like I said, we didn't have access to the political system, and then when we got it, we just fell in line with the chaos. What part are you a part of? And now we just doing this 2-party fight. Now you got black people. I can't be cool with you anymore because who you voted for? Like what? You still nigga? Come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shut up. I think you going a little too. You got to go.
Will, hold on, big dog.
No, I'm saying because I grew up in the 80s.
I'm feeling right now. I don't need you.
I grew up in the 80s. Is what I'm saying.
No, but he said him. He said him.
Later.
He said him.
Yeah.
He said him. He said him.
You killed my flow, man. You got it, man. You got it.
Just saying, in 84 and 85 and shit, you know, I was 8 years old, bro. Is what I'm saying.
Hey, Miss Williams, get your shit off, man. It's gonna be get all your airtime.
No, I'm done with it because apparently when I'm saying something, it's like regardless of what I say, I don't know shit.
We was having a dialogue. He was saying,
my bad.
Nah. Oh no. Not your bad now. It's been 2 hours.
Is it?
Yo, the kids used to say, "My bad, coach." I made them run all fucking day. I hate that shit. You knew it was your bad before you did it. Hey, you missed that tackle. My bad, huh? That ain't how that works. No, that's not how it works. God damn, man, I forgot what the fuck shot.
He killed me, man. I feel like I was coming up with a good point. He killed it. But that's what I'm thinking, him. I just think, man, we've changed our priorities. I don't think it's like black people got lazy. I mean, we trying to figure out the tech boom ourselves. You got all these platforms, people talking about stocks and how to, you know what I mean? And we doing the things, but I just think like it's just unfortunate. I say the weight of blackness. All we got in this country. So the idea that we can stop looking inward and doing something else, it's just we ain't there yet.
Yo, Shad, this is what I was gonna say to you. What you saying? What the thing that hurt us the most is giving up the strongholds, you know? So we don't run the strongholds that uphold the community. Right? The one thing that we have very little stock in now, especially men, is the church. That's one pillar of a community. The hospitals, the schools, the one key, the grocery store, right? Those things sustain a lot of people. Like a black-owned grocery store employs how many people?
A lot. The
Right.
stockers, the cashiers, the butchers.
Please don't name them because that don't add nothing to.
Sorry.
I'm gonna have a deeper listen. You and Mr. Williams stay on after the class.
Definitely not gonna put me with
Oh,
him.
y'all two staying after class, okay?
Nah, no.
Y'all always y'all got put together last time. Remember? It was y'all two that's supposed to be suspended.
I want a shot at everybody but him on here. Y'all gonna say I definitely ain't on his level.
No.
Please.
Oh, y'all staying after class for different reasons.
Oh man.
What? Don't be disrespectful because you got a lot of.
Don't make me play the clip where y'all was beefing. Now
You know what's ironic? They were born in the 70s, only ones.
I was born in 79. I don't know what year that
76.
You 76? Like I don't know when he was born.
No, I'm not 76. No, I'm the good kids. I'm 80s.
The 70s,
70s
babies.
kids.
The 70s.
Don't even
76 down there.
born later than that.
The 70s babies is crazy, son.
They're wilding out. They're wilding out.
She look older than that.
But
Side high.
we let go of the strongholds, man, and those are the like we don't. Well, now let me think. Predominantly black cities is mostly black officers in Washington D.C. You know, but that's a government entity. But do we do the job? Matter of fact, it's mostly black firefighters in Washington D.C. too. You can fact check that, but I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we kind of is. I don't think it's late, but losing focus on things that are important. The lack of due diligence, is that lazy? You see? What you think, Tenga? Like that by proxy, that has to be lazy if you don't do your due diligence.
Yeah, I think it's just like with the brothers, it's complacency. I think after the civil rights bill, a lot of people just the goal was to assimilate, and it's not that individualism and just taking on that Americana. It did a detriment to our people.
Yo, Tenga, stay right there. The assimilation, I don't think that we did a good job of assimilating at all. What you think?
I would say just from a mindset point of view, that's what I mean when I say assimilate. Like just assimilate into like Americana. Like instead of our people looking up, let's create something for us as far as being a subset in America. People just want to view themselves, specifically black people, as just flat Americans as far as how they operate and what they patronize. They might say something else, but how they operate is they operate like they want to just be assimilated Americans.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Because we was having an argument, and I'm saying argument on purpose, about assimilating, who assimilates, how we assimilate, code switching and all that. And I was kind of speaking against it, but I think most people in that conversation were kind of saying you have to do those things if you want to progress, you know? One of the OGs, Omar, he was just talking about assimilation. And I'm like, they're like, look, everybody assimilates. And we like, do the Latinos? And then they're like, yes, they do. I said, well, you got to press 1 for English. So that don't sound like assimilation, you know? So it's just interesting. Like they take advantage of capitalism, do it how they do it, right? And where they live at, they construct businesses. I don't know if y'all been to Houston or Texas or just a place, but there's every gas station got some type of taco truck outside. And I'm like, I don't know how you survive because they all go eat at the taco truck. You know, they got every little stinky ass bar, you know, because it's all Latinos and all that. I went in there to watch the game. I'm like, bro, I'm not eating ceviche, my nigga. This is a football game. You heard?
A minute, ceviche is good. If you
You tripping.
Yeah, if he'd have said menudo, Mr. Aaron, I'd have been like, okay, got you. But
you think I'm eating
like,
ceviche
I like
at a
menudo,
dive
too.
bar?
No, right? But ceviche is good. With that.
Yeah, whitefish ceviche, man. Oh,
I'm
man.
more sophisticated than that, Marin. The last time I ate ceviche, I was in Peru, brother. Lima,
Thank
to
you
be
for
exact.
fellowshipping with the poors.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I'm just thinking, like, do they actually assimilate, or do they take advantage of what they can take advantage of, and they slowly but surely are climbing? You see, that's all I'm saying.
Kemp, I do think to your point, I think that that is something that a lot of us are going to have to learn to do is I think one of the things that we've not done very well is politically understood our power and also demand things to be within certain realms. Because I'm just going to have to say, as a independent, I think one of the things is I think if you look at Latinos, they're considered to be swing voters. They vote for what's best for them and in their interest. And I think if we kind of line up what's happened to us over the past 40 to 50 years, and then you line up the voting pattern, I think that Black people being loyal to a particular party without having tangibles and demands, that has been one of the biggest things that's affected us. Because everybody else, you have to earn their vote. You have to have some type of demographic power for them. And we've been loyal to a party for so long that they've not done anything for Black Americans for years and not had to have done anything. Like we watched it with you when Kamala was like, I'm not going to do anything specifically for Black people. But everybody else can say, I want an Asian hate bill. I want certain.
So let me ask you a question. Let's test this theory. I'm tired today. I got to get out of here.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, not because of you. Mostly because of Mr. Williams, but I'm just joking, kinda.
I got you.
So
You've been at it all day.
Yo, look. What's that girl named? Jasmine Crockett.
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 Even niggas like that, Tiff. We gotta scrutinize them, bro. We can't just hold on. Let me finish. I just want to make sure we can't just align because she kind of smart, Black, and we can identify. We gotta ask more, right? Are we that willing to be that objective and go for what actually benefits us, regardless if they blue, black, purple, Mexican? If Trump wake up tomorrow and say, "I'm doing X," and it overwhelmingly benefits Black people. Are we let me get it right, nonpartisan? Is that right, Tenga?
Right.
Nonpartisan enough to say yes, we riding with Trump.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say this at this point. I think if anybody's the vote blue, no matter who, I think you're idiot. I think Jasmine Crockett ran a horrible campaign. I'm here locally. I didn't get a flyer, a phone call, a text. And everybody else was reaching into the base. I think that she left people out there. She got a very large number of Black people's votes, but just some of the things that happened in Dallas County to where, why didn't people know where to go and vote on voting day? Like the level of confusion and what you said it the other day, the disrespect towards Black Americans and the Black vote. I think people are finally awakening because I'm gonna just say, like I said, the vote blue, no matter who, is some BS. I think you need to vote for the party that is literally offering a plan, and if that
Tiff,
plan benefits your party and they happen to be Republican, then you need.
I got you. But my last part.
Yes.
Are Black people.
Yes.
You saying, yo, Trump come out with some shit that makes sense. You going, you championing. You'll be a Trumpster at that juncture.
Hey, I'm not a triple Trumper, but if he come out with some policy that's going to help Black Americans, I'm with it. At this point, everybody else is voting for their interests. We have to vote for policies that make sense for us. I don't give a damn if you're a Republican or a Democrat. I want you to do things for Black Americans, to help Black families, to create Black wealth. Okay. And if 2028, if it's Tucker Carlson and what's the man in California, if Tucker say, hey, I got something for y'all, I'm voting for Tucker. I don't give a damn about that.
So you saying, yo,
stop the cap.
Grab her by the pussy is a thing of the past.
That hey, we all got
he's saying what he say, yo, it's lit. Fuck it.
It is what it is at this point. Like, we can't vote with our
emotions. Haiti is a shithole country. Fuck it.
We have to vote for the things that are going to benefit Black people. We need to not be emotional voters. Like, at some point, a thing is a thing. And politics are politics, and that's a man. He's not going to be perfect. it is what it is.
Who are you and where did you put Tiff?
What?
Hey Tiff, man, I don't know, man. I feel like, and I'm saying feel, after you said what you said, I should have said.
I mean, you're free to say that, but I'm telling you right now, if you go and look at the content that I've made, I'm literally telling Black women, get off of the Democratic train. You need to literally say, I am independent and uncommitted, and I vote.
Okay, Tiff, question.
Go ahead.
What could Trump do you say I'm riding with him? What is one thing that we need that you be like, okay, I'm on the wagon?
I think if he restructured the big beautiful bill, restructured like some of the things.
Give me one thing, Tiff. Don't even go. Give me, like, if he did this, he stamped this executive order and it got passed through. You say, yo, I'm riding with boy.
I'd say like housing refinancing or revitalizing urban communities. I would be for it, and I don't live in an urban environment.
Okay, so you'd be a Trumpster if he did that.
I would not be a Trumpster. I would vote for the party that has the best plan for Black people.
No, I'm saying Trump. I'm saying I want to see at what limit is this. So you saying Trump say, yo, listen, man, I seen what y'all been doing. Mm-hmm. I'm revitalizing these so-called Black communities, funding them, making sure everything copacetic. This is what needs to be done based on the historical evidence. Because he may not be able to give us reparations, but he can make some repairs.
I'm voting that way.
Okay.
At this point, Black people that continue to vote just Democratic.
So you voting for Trump is what you're saying if that happened?
I will, yeah, for sure.
Are you going to influence other Black people to vote for Trump at that juncture?
Absolutely.
You going to put the sign in your yard?
We don't have political signs in our neighborhood.
If your neighborhood didn't have an HOA that allowed you to, would you?
Yeah.
Trump 2028?
I mean, it would be Vance, but yeah. It is what it is. You have to realize I've been voting for almost what? You're free to think it. I told you before, my first vote was for George Bush, the son. Like, I don't think y'all understand. A lot of times people are a little bit more complex, and people can shake I see Shad shaking his head, but I want you to tell me some tangible things that in the past 20 years the Democratic Party did specifically for Black Americans.
I'm a political anarchist. I want to start over.
Okay.
I think telling people go to the other side, because I keep saying it's a class thing. What are Republicans doing for working class white people? Nothing at all. So you're gonna send Black working class people over there to get the same thing that the people that look like them get? Nothing at all. It works. It works for people that got capital, but that's the few. That's the far and few in between. I think politics works for people that got bread. They could actually influence politicians. I just think the tactic to go from one plantation to another plantation is saying, we'll be fussing about Republicans in 20 years.
So lobbying is one thing, and we can talk about having PACs and being able to influence, and that's the other thing. It's like we're not being politically active. We can set up PAC systems. Most major corporations are PACs that give money to Republicans and Democrats. Like, we have to play with the field and the things that we have. Right now, we have a two-party system. If we invest enough, regardless if the Democrat wins or the Republican wins, and we've invested enough within a politician to get our lobbying done, then it is what it is. We got to grow up and play the game. It is like this dream of wake up, Black folks, just like I felt about Christmas and us spending money and we ain't got it. Right now, with everything that's going on politically, we have to see and align with the party that's going to do the most for Black people, Black families, and specifically Black children.
Spending money on Christmas, what you mean?
Meaning, when we would have the conversation about you don't have the money for that. Like, if we're talking about Black folks being serious and we understand that the political system is how we get a lot of things done, then we have to be engaged and we have to be aligned with the party that's going to do it. And sometimes it's going to look like a Republican and other times it's going to look like a Democrat. But the vote blue, no matter who, that's some bullshit. You're throwing your vote away, and stop being that damn dependable for people that ain't doing nothing for you. Because everybody else can get certain things done. When Black folks ask for it, it's hold on, wait, it ain't the time. That shit is deadness in the water. If you want to continue to do that, that's fine. I'm out. I'm off. I'm off that train.
Okay.
No.
Now, Tiff, I'm with you. I was in the Discord saying, for people like me who's not as politically astute as I need to be as far as parties are concerned, they're just telling people to go one place and go another. Okay, I make $50,000 a year. Why should I vote for Republican? It's like no one can ever make it that simple for me. And I'm thinking if me, I consider myself a decent intellectual person. I just imagine people who don't have the educational attainment I have. They like, man, y'all just be talking on what none of this stuff mean nothing. Because you keep saying what's best for black people. Okay, like I said, I make 40,000. Why would I go to either party? No one can tell me the policies that will make me go either place.
But here's the thing, Shad, you don't necessarily need to, and this is what I'm saying, stop associating yourself with the policy, with the party. You need to go because
I just said policy. I literally just said policy, Tim.
what I'm saying, local, state, and then federal. Most people need to understand your local government is what impacts you the most. Then you have the state government that's going to impact you. Then there's federal. You need to understand what is going on at your local level and understand what that candidate is talking about that will benefit you. What we've decided to do is to be politically ignorant and tapped out. You need to understand your local government is first, what's happening with the streets and schools around me. Your state government is next. The tax systems that I'm paying the most in, how does that benefit? And then the federal government. And because when you follow that chain, you almost automatically feed into the federal level. Jasmine Crockett at one point was a local politician that became a state senator that then fed into the Congress. These people are the same. Tap into local and the rest will wash itself out.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That's why I was just wondering why you were saying you'll vote for Trump or not. I mean, I'm with you. That's the part I think is more important than the stuff you said in the beginning.
Yeah, no. I said if he has policies, and him said if he does housing, am I going to say, well, I don't like him, he has a bad personality, da, 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 da. Or I'm going to say, what's more important, black folks getting housing and opportunity, or I don't like you? No, the housing is more important. Fuck the like. Excuse my French.
I got you.
Damn, dude. Okay. Well, yeah. We'll see.
See what happens.
Bet my last dollar though.
I
Bet in
will,
the house.
because I know you can afford it.
I remember when. What you mean? I got mad kids. I remember having a argue and fuss with Tiff about one Megan Thee Stallion twerking at a Democratic conference.
Hey, man.
And I was appalled, and I told you that. And Kamala was dirty and raggedy. Her twerking was the equivalent to Hillary Clinton talking about, I got hot sauce in my
You
bag.
was appalled when? After
that
she
was
lost.
No, we had the conversation. It was me, you, and Jalen. And that's when I knew that Kamala was not going to win. Between her having Megan twerk and then talking about cleaning greens in a tub, like, girl, no.
Nah, I remember you said the twerk wasn't twerking like that.
No, go back.
All right. Don't make me pop up on your show tomorrow with the clip.
You can play it, but you already, and I love Meg Thee Stallion. I haven't said, you know what, I can understand. I enjoy her, but as far as the community goes, especially young women, she's not the best example.
Tiff,
She's not.
No, this gonna be funny. Tiff,
No, okay.
we can barely stop you from twerking. You think we can stop Megan?
Hey, you know what? What they say, good knees, good knees.
Tanker, you got to see some of the dance offs we used to have,
No,
man.
don't never bring that. Erase them. I promise you. I don't erase it. Please don't, in Jesus' name. Please.
Yo, MC Heavy, what's popping with the 20 ball says, Shad, I feel you! Exclamation point. The government is a plantation. There are so many libertarians that voted for Trump because he claimed he was anti-regime change, wars that regret their vote. If a politician is speaking, they are lying. Salute to MC Heavy Tits in the building with the fierce 20 ball. Aaron with the $5 says, we at the end for real. Brother 3 times talking he may get married again. Now Tiff talking voting for Trump shit type candidate. I am scared. John with the $5 says, Josh get on the panel, say one thing, everything go left. Emotions run everything with most. Nah, last time Josh was up, it was a regular convo. I don't think I seen John in the chat though. Callie Bev with the $5 says, are we loyal or redlined, gerrymandered? Are these candidates running unopposed? Yeah, man. A lot of that shit is really real, man. Right? Who you voting for, who you got access to, right? That's an interesting point. MC Heavy Tips with the $10 says, Tiff is right! Exclamation point. Black people are the only race of people that get shamed for not voting for a particular party. Yeah, that's some sick shit. EBD with the $5 says, at least 60 to 100 black communities in the United States were violently destroyed, displaced, or severely damaged between the 1800s and the mid-1900s. Aaron with the $2 says, not risky detention. Tiff and OG there every day. MC Heavy Tips with the $10 says, true! Exclamation point. Unfortunately, in Dallas, the Asians bought our soul food spots. Sweet Georgia Browns and Good Lucks used to be good. Damn, that's sad, bro. EBD with the $5 says, business is how individuals and families create wealth. It isn't an accident that every immigrant can access business resources and not blacks by design. See, we just walked this all the way down like a week ago.
Yeah, and EBD still trying to take that L, brother. You want to keep losing?
Yeah, no, come on, EBD. AL with the $5 says, if those 100,000 people per year from H-1B programs in grad school you didn't include are making $300K from Tesla, that will skew their income average.
Yeah, but my bad, right.
No cupcakes on with the $2 says, LA hat from Miss Catfish and Grits. What? Will with the $5 says, skilled trades are highly correlated with manufacturing jobs. I'm sure those career fields were impacted by deindustrialization. Aaron with the $2 says, $16 an hour in New York. I'm going to say like, share, subscribe too. That's a fact, bro. 16, you can't get through shit with that, man. Hey, man, I had fun today, man. I'm thinking about the productivity level today. I think it was decent. I kind of appreciated y'all had decent decorum with the exception of the unnamed. Well, we will continue to progress, Anybody who wear 2 regular t-shirts at one time, you can't control. He got a black t-shirt under a blue t-shirt. You can't say nothing to a nigga like that.
I guess it's this copper fit, sir, underneath. Sir.
What's that?
Copper fit. I have nerve damage. I got to make sure that I got a copper fit underneath.
They put
that, like t-shirt company.
They put that lead in your ass when you was 2 Gun Willie, nigga. That's what happened. They put them guns down. He just put a hole in one. It wasn't golfing, nigga.
I know a lot of niggas that be getting shot. God damn, y'all be getting shot. You got to chill out. Get out these streets.
They had that passing the guns day, no names, no bodies, and you give you $300. Then nigga, both of them 380s, nigga. Take off.
Stay out them streets, man. So y'all stop getting shot, bro.
That nigga, that's the same day he cut his hair. He cut his dreads off. He's like, fuck this gangster shit, nigga.
You know what? You ain't shit for that.
Niggas like, give me a job in job court.
Yo, they was around Mr. Will. Somebody say, Sue Woo. He said, shh. That nigga stop that shit around me. Hey, watch your mouth, man. Damn, man, I ain't fucking with y'all, bro. I ain't fucking with y'all. I've been too tired. That's why I've been joking, man. Shot, any final thoughts, man? I'm getting up out of here, man.
Yeah, man. Just because you say it fast, I be hearing you mess up the words. I just want you to know that. Just because you do it fast on something.
Which words?
A couple of them today.
Reading the super chats?
Yeah.
Do you see the super chats?
I can't see them, so I don't know.
Yo, these niggas is being so cheap. They leave out the punctuation so they don't exceed the fucking character limit. I gotta discern the super chat.
Come on, y'all. We trying to get that Big Sugar CTE fund.
Yeah, man. You know, Big Chug need that CT. Yo, bro, I gotta record this thing, bro. We be going shot for shot. Like, you know, you open up, right?
Yeah.
And then you get hit in the wrist, boom, then
Yeah.
boom. My wife be like, he's hitting very hard. I'm like, nigga, hush. But yo, he could take like 20. I mean, I don't be hitting him that hard, but I hit him hard enough to where he stepped back. You know what I'm saying? But he tough as
They're
hell.
gonna be ready, man. They gonna be ready.
Yeah, man.
Final thoughts, man. Great show, help as always, man. I tell you all the time, I appreciate what you do. It's a lot of noise on the internet, man, that is very disheartening sometimes. But I just think you trying to, get us together with all these different thoughts and kind of get us on a common path to do something productive and positive for our people is needed, bro. So I appreciate you. Man, I just know this time period, like I said, I was blessed. The type of mom I have and the type of people she put me in front of. I've been around freedom riders, so I know what it feels like to be around that element of black people that really be on gangster shit. Like, I know we think about gangster shit like criminals, and now I'm talking about willing to risk it all for their people, put it on the line, go to jail, whatever they got to do to get it done. I've been around those people, so I know what their energy's like, and we've lost it. Just being honest, we've lost it. As Tanga said, man, at Americana, man, I just want to be an American. Hey, all that woke shit. I just want to go to work, make my money, be a capitalist, and that's enough for me. That's where we are, and I think we're seeing the results of that mindset and what it's doing to us as a people. And I don't know if it'll change. Actually, if I'm being honest, I don't know if it'll change, bro. But I do think that black people are very resilient, and we keep fighting through all the mousetraps they put in front of us. But just because you got holes over the trick bag don't mean you're not still in the trick bag. You can see, but you're still in the trick bag. And I think that's where we are now as black people. And if we don't get it right, I'm one of those people. I always think history is important because if you don't know it, you'll repeat it. So I think it's important to kind of remember what was so you can know what will be. So that's why I'm always preaching the history part of it. But man, the '60s was a cold era. Like I said, 1968 was a hell of a year, man, for America. There was a lot of stuff that happened. So again, thank you for the conversation, bro, and we'll continue to have them.
That's a fact, bro. I enjoy these, honestly. I do.
Yep.
Definitely breaks up the monotony at times. But we've been having a lot of like conceptual conversation. Like it's been pretty. I like it. Mr. Williams, any final thoughts?
Y'all stay away from guns and knives. Nah, this was really good, man. It's good just to bump heads and stuff, and it makes us keep on doing research and shit and see what can we do to actually find a solution, man. I think that's really dope. Even if we don't agree, we can combat with each other and do the research. So thanks for the show, Hemp. Thanks for having me up, man. It's always a pleasure.
You already, bro. Appreciate you. Tiff, what up?
What up? What up?
Any
To my
final thoughts?
big little bro, Nick. Final thoughts. FBA, Sulan, ADOS, copper colored people, Black Americans, African American, if you're still there. Y'all learn how to educate yourself. I think we're struggling with literacy. We need to learn some civics. If we're saying we want to build as a community, we need to understand the history. Then we also need to understand how politics work. And then we need to make some decisions that work best for ourselves. And I think by you going over the history, at this point, what they say, if you don't know history, you repeat it. If we break it down and walk down the history, there's no reason for us to repeat this because it's here, it's recorded, we've talked about it. We can be smarter as we go in strategically forward. I think that this is a pathway to say, here's where we were, here are the issues, now let's move forward. So glad to be a part of the process to see Black folks do better, have better.
Yes, ma'am. 100%, man. What time does your show start tomorrow?
3 p.m., but let you tell it for 3 p.m.
3 p.m., baby. You know what I mean? Should be interesting for sure. Make sure y'all tune in. Impress, please drop the link to Tiff's show. We still got 200 people in the building. Let's make sure they like, share, and subscribe. Give it an opportunity, man. We turn from supporters to consumers. That's the key.
That's
Tanga, what's poppin', man? Any final thoughts?
And it's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure, man. I enjoy these conversations to the utmost. I would just say, man, like when it comes to history, man, it's vital just 5,000 years of sample size of just tactics. So when you observe it, man, you just formulate effective tactics. I mean, when you fail to know history or fail to study history, you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage because there's nothing new under the sun. Everything is cyclical. And if you want to mitigate the effects of people planning, then look at history because people aren't really innovating any tactics for real. So I'll leave with that, man. Again, it's been a pleasure to speak with y'all this night.
Indeed. I mean, history. If you ignore the game tape, imagine that. You got game tape and you don't watch it. Big Aaron, any final thoughts?
Sir, I think this whole series has been a great and important study to figure out where we are today. Tenga just said it. I mean, it's been mentioned many times tonight. You know, understanding a history is paramount if you're going to understand your trajectory of where you're going, right? Your point of origin, how you got to here and now, will tell you what you need to know to go forward. I don't know if I really have a solution to offer. I hope it is, but I can at least tell you I've arrived at one conclusion: the culture. We need to fix the culture. If we don't fix the culture, we're screwed. I mean, there's other things that have to happen, but the culture, when you look at culture, it tells you what people do to celebrate when they're up and what they do to lick their wounds when they're down. It's the environment in which families are built, and it includes how you feed yourself, the very food that you put in yourself. The culture has to get fixed, has to get repaired, and has to become healthy again. It can't be pseudo-manufactured to have us continue to dance around as monkeys for the entertainment and appeasement of others. No, we need to take back our culture, make it our own, make it fucking healthy. Jesus.
Indeed. Mr. Fantastic, any final thoughts?
Yeah, man. Listen, complaining about the white man and all this shit in 2026, bro, is not going to improve you or me. There are many ways to be successful out here. Money ain't everything in a capitalist society, but it's damn near the only thing. So what you gonna do, right? You can sit back and complain about Trump. You can sit back and complain about white people, but as we have come to the conclusion, shout out to Hamp, hell, white folks at the bottom of the top. So why the fuck do we still have them as the standard? I have them as the measuring stick, pause, right? There are far more other people here that use family as a foundation for success. And, you know, at the very least, bro, as Shad said, and Tanga also, we already set that precedent. So if people were able to look at the black people in the midst of hell and copy what we were doing to be successful, why can't we go back and do the same thing? Oil is down, and silver is up. Gold too. Take that for what you can take it for.
Yeah, man, it's interesting. I'm really intrigued by the bootstrap victim thing. One thing I say is blame is one thing we can discuss, but one thing we don't have to discuss is letting that motherfucker know you know who he is and the lineage in which he come from. And I don't gotta forget shit, cause ain't no statute of limitations on murder. I'm not gonna hinge my success off of that. But at any point in time, if they want to talk about and recollect, we're going to recollect it the right way. So we can talk about what's we being downtrodden, but we could definitely tell people the truth about we know that they know where they come from. So that's all I'm saying. Damn, man. Interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, man. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Salute to the 165 people still in the building. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Join the Discord. It's tons of fun. We have Toxic Thursday on the horizon. Oh, it actually already started because it starts based on Eastern time. There's been some great conversations, man. God damn, especially about Ashley Renee. What was her? I don't know. I can't remember her real last name. But you know, like everybody. Robinson. Like everybody feels up here just based on what they've said. God bless the dead. The conversation is you get what you pay for, get you what you deserve. It is what it is. I'm apathetic. This is payback. That shit is permeates, you know. So definitely join the Discord, man, if you ain't doing nothing to help you pass your day, if we not live streaming or whatever the case is. So salute, man. Make sure you follow all the creators up here, and let's lock in. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And we out.